Let's see. All right, we'll see if anybody shows up. In the meantime, I will work on stupid dogs barking. Hold on. Oh, that dog's barking like crazy back there. Hard to do anything. So I figured I will upload my videos from my last few fishing trips. I've got so much stuff to edit. I haven't gotten around to doing it yet. Look at this rig I carry. Oh man, it's covered in salt water. Man, that thing's a mess. Sheesh. Let me take this GoPro apart. This is the chest mount I wear. It's got the power supply in the back. I mount it with zip ties. And then it's got the attachment going here. This attachment, I got a mic hooked to it. And then it goes to here. That little piece makes it so I can hook the charger up and the mic up. This thing it's really heavy and bulky, but you gotta do what you gotta do to get the shot, I guess, yeah. Let's get this GoPro out of here. That's my rig for the GoPro 9. I carry that one on my chest. Then I had a rig up for the GoPro 4 and the 7. What the heck is going on? Something's wrong with this thing. And those are in here. This is my GoPro 4. I had it mounted to the bar above the windshield facing the bow. Dave, how you doing? And this is the GoPro 7. I had that mounted to the bar on the windshield facing the back of the boat. So that way there I could catch all the action. But man, it was a tough day on the water. when we go? Friday was the last time I went. I've went a couple times since my last live feed, but Friday was the last trip, and I couldn't. I didn't send the drone up because the fish weren't biting as good as. If the fish were biting like crazy, I would have sent the drone up because I do want to get a video of hooking a fish with the drone and bringing it into the boat 100% with the drone without using the pole. I'm going to have the pole hooked to it for safety features because I don't want to lose the drone. But I didn't do it because we had 12 to 17 knots winds on Friday. The seas were pretty rough, and we were right. We went out into the Gulf of Mexico in the morning because it was. I use these little tweezers to get my SD card out. But we went out in the Gulf for a little while. Went to this place we like called Dead Man's Island. Um, again, nothing to brag about. I mean, we did get some great fish. Don't get me wrong. We had some a ton of 17. Well, not a ton. I think we got like I don't know 8, 10 fish. 17 to 16 to 18, all of them. Speckled trout. Some real nice fish. I'm going to pop this in my computer and upload some of the footage. Oh, look at who's here.
What up?
Put my earpiece in. Richard.
You gotta get your scammer mic on.
What's that?
You gotta get your scammer mic on.
It does look like that. I got to figure something else out, brother. I don't know.
Quit slacking.
I know. So busy, man. We got a ton of videos to upload.
Uh-oh.
I went fishing on Friday in some rough seas. I mean, they were. Mike Turner, what's up, brother?
I went shooting today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Man, ammo costs are so bad.
I know it.
We went
I just
shooting.
popped another Phoenix. So.
I still got 1,000 40 cal rounds.
Oh, do you?
I'm down to about 509s.
Yeah.
Let me just upload all this stuff.
Oh,
here.
I turn on the light. I don't know. This 9 I've got here is kind of. I'm getting.
Alexa, call Coyote.
Never mind. Shoot, what am I doing? Hold on.
Would Alexa call? Would
you quit saying the stupid name?
Oh yeah, I forget. Sorry. Would it call Coyote?
It would.
That's awesome.
Hold on a second. Thing down. I'll go on it. Watch this. Alexa, call Coyote. Is it
Which contact? Katie Baum or Kate Waters?
Alexa, stop. I don't think I have him under Coyote.
Oh, okay. See, Lisa wouldn't have called him.
No.
If you say order a pizza, where does she order from?
The last place I ordered it from.
Oh, all right. That's funny. Don't call me, he said.
That's right. It's under rights. Yeah.
Look at this guy. He's like the myth, the legend over here.
What's up, bud? Tapping?
Yes.
I haven't seen you in a while, brother.
Tapping's mobile.
I do want to watch because I miss your Bible study when you're live because I'm dealing with church. But I do watch it, brother.
That's all right. You don't have to.
What do you mean I don't have to? Of course I don't have to. I enjoyed it.
No, it's been going really good though. I'm enjoying it. You'd be surprised how many Bibles I send out every week now to people.
Oh, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
Let me know if you need any help with that, brother. You know how to contact me.
Yeah. What's up, Coyote? What's up, Mike Turner? What's up, Dave?
You got any ammo?
Do I have ammo?
Uh-huh.
I am not gonna put that information out on a live stream.
I just told him I got 1,040 and I'm down to only 509 because I went out Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, I went out and shot all mine. Then I came back and went fishing and lost my gun in the fishing accident, and now I'm just screwed.
What gun did you lose? That
I
Glock?
lost it. Yeah, I lost it in a fishing accident.
What happened? What's the fishing accident? You were on a boat and it sank?
If they come looking for it, I didn't really lose it. I've got it here sitting next to me. But if they come for it, I lost it in a boating accident.
You don't want to say that on live. You're not going to
No, that's all right.
Yeah. I lost all of mine in a boating accident. I tried to carry all 4 of my safes and my gun closet across the lake.
He puts it right on the
Oh,
boat
that's
with him, and the boat's doing a wheelie, and then it just sank. I mean, what?
Sorry for your loss.
It happened so fast.
I know.
Thoughts and prayers.
See what I always worried about this stupid stuff where they come in one day and try to get all your guns and you know what I mean. All
It's going to
that.
be a mess in this country.
That's why
It
ammo's
will
so
be a
hard.
mess.
They can't take the guns, but they can take the ammo.
Right.
So
But if you know how to load, they can't do that either. And you can still get cartridges real.
That's what I
cheap.
actually always tell people. Everybody always says you should keep precious metals. I tell people to keep lead.
Yeah.
Because at some point in time, if the government does get too crazy, that lead's going to be worth more than gold.
Yep. The cartridges and the primers are where it's at. You buy boxes and boxes of those now while you can. What we got over here? Wright's trapping. I wonder how he's doing. We have a Bible study on Zoom on Tuesday night, and he was running traps last Tuesday.
I was
Like on YouTube?
No, it's on Zoom. We use Zoom.
Oh,
Yeah, my little brother-in-law. Actually, living MN message on one of my commented on one of my videos and said he heard that we were having one and wanted to join. I got to send him a link. But Captain joins, Richard joins. We got people from all over coming in. It's a blessing.
That's cool. I didn't even know. Well, I work on Tuesdays anyhow, so I wouldn't know.
Right. Yeah, and it's at 8 on Tuesday, my time.
Yeah.
8
I work.
I'm getting in as many Bible studies as I can anymore these days.
Yeah. No, that's a blessing that you're picking it up too, because that keep you grounded a little better, brother. We all need that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who's the girl's voice? I hear a girl's voice in the background. You got your kids?
My daughter.
Oh, all right.
That's my daughter, Jana. Sorry.
I don't hear too much longer. I've got to be at church in 9 hours to lead worship.
I got to be to church in 9 hours. You know, one night we were on and he was telling me, I got to be to church in 3 hours. I got to be to church in 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, my body, like, I won't tolerate without 9 hours of sleep, and I'm already at 9 hours.
Wow.
So it's basically going to be a monster.
I wish.
Morning.
I had the fishing trip planned for Friday. It was rough seas. And of course, we pushed it to the limit, went out in the Gulf. Bad idea. It was nice and calm when we left. Coming back was rough. But anyways, we had leaving my house. He's picking me up at 4, and finally, like 2 o'clock, I'm like, I gotta get to bed, man. And then I fished all day, and you know how it is when you're on a boat with 2 to 4 foot seas. It's rough on your body, and then with no sleep, it was a rough day when I got home. And then I got home, and we started a youth group at church on Friday nights. So I got home in time to take a shower and make it to that. I was whipped.
Sorry, Backwoods is messaging me.
What's he up to?
Oh, nothing. He's just telling me his plans for Mother's Day tomorrow. We did ours today. Beat the rush of tomorrow. Hey, baby girl, baby girl.
Baby girl's in the house. All right. Yeah, I bought my wife this armoire. She seen some like antique armoire on Facebook Marketplace. It was like $300. She mentioned that a week ago or so. It's like she's seen it. Wow, this is so nice. I'd love to have that for the front entrance. So I picked that up for her. We're fostering one girl. I gave each one of the twins $100, and then the girl we're fostering, I gave her $100 and told them to make sure they spent all the money on mom, And then they were doing gifts tonight because they're all got plans tomorrow, and I'm adding this stuff up, and I'm like, okay, so that's like $100. Where's the other $200 I gave these kids? I want to kill them.
So, Louisiana, I need to hire you for something.
All right, what you got?
Everybody knows I was building Lori her pole, and I built it. It was done, 100% done.
Oh no, what happened? You didn't step on it or something.
I didn't want to put it in the back of my truck, like in the backpack, to take it to FedEx. So I was trying to put it in the crew cab, and yeah, I snapped it.
Oh,
I ain't got the heart to tell her I broke it. And I really don't want to build another one. So I think I'm going to hire you to do it for me. I have most of the parts still because I ordered 2 of a lot of everything except for the rod. So
what kind of rod was it?
I got you on Facebook. I'll send you all the specifications, but
all right, cool. And we'll make it happen.
I bet she thinks I'm trying to avoid her. I just don't want to tell her I broke it.
That's sad.
She already waited for like a month and a half for that rod because I was waiting for those guides to come in forever.
I'm supposed to be doing. They're having such a backlog on stuff, and these vendors are not telling you they have a backlog until they already got your money and got you committed.
Exactly.
So I'm supposed to be building. I was going to build an autism pole for Lynn Leeper, and then he won the rod raffle, so he had that rod coming too. So I ordered, he wanted medium heavy rods, obviously, for, catfishing. He gave me the specs. One was going to be the cobalt blue one, and the rod raffle one's always a white one with the Fish in Louisiana logo colors. Hey, Wrights.
Hello.
So I ordered the blanks and ordered the handles and the guides and everything. Well, about 10 days go by and I didn't get a confirmation on the blanks. I'm like, so I called them up. They're like, oh, yeah, we were going to call you today. Bull. They weren't going to call. They're like, we don't have those in stock. We have other. I'm like, listen, these are for customers. They were planned for this color. So I had to pay $30 a piece per blank to have them hand painted.
Please.
So they hand painted them, sent them back. And then I finally got those back, and I'm waiting for the handles. Finally got the handles in, and then they sent me micro guides for 8. Well, they're 7 foot or 7'6" catfishing poles with these little. You know what I mean? He wanted it to be a casting setup, but you can't put these little tiny guides on a catfishing rod. So now I got to order all new guides for that thing. And it's been like a month and a half since it all started.
Yes, baby girl. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern.
That's right.
Hey, JV.
What you got?
Oh, that looks so good.
Was that the video you put out? I thought I saw you put a video out. I haven't.
I haven't put the video out yet, but I got these 3 chickens from this lady, and
the video you put out. I remember a video. I commented on it.
I put a video out about trapping in the rain, and you said you like the rain.
Yep.
I like the rain when it happens every once in a while, not when it happens every fucking day.
Yeah, you don't want to be in Louisiana then, I'll tell you that. It
But
rains
this lady
constantly.
gave me these 3
Oh, man.
roosters.
Nice.
There's 3 roosters in there, and in our housing complex, we're not allowed to have roosters.
Right. And well, our town is the same thing. You can have chickens, but they got to be 50 feet away from another dwelling and no roosters.
So my roosters ended up there.
It's a good place for him. It's a good place for him.
Yeah,
And-
I thought Coyote lived in the woods or something. And then I was watching one of his videos and I seen, no, we were on a live and he went out to check that something he had smoking. And then he's in the suburbs. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I didn't expect that out of him.
And my wife was just saying, say it again.
Oh, that one would have tasted good. Delicious.
See, this is the chicken leg here. Look at how moist that was.
Yeah, that does look good. How'd you cook it? On the grill?
On the Traeger smoker.
You do love that smoker, don't you, brother?
Oh, I love that thing.
Hey, Heather.
Had a good meal. So I've been cooking the shit out of everything I can. I'm about to throw some beaver meat on there.
All right.
I don't think I've ever seen the Wandering Fisherman in.
You never seen The Wandering Fisherman?
Not in my live, I don't think.
Oh.
How you doing,
Hi,
Heather?
Heather.
Hey.
What's up, Richard?
Hi.
Hey, how's it going, Richard?
Good. How are you guys? What's up,
What's
Heather?
that?
Sorry, I had to leave for a second. I got metal in my eye.
Oh, don't be
It's
bad.
like an accident. He's like an accident waiting for a place to happen for it. He's
Stop
laying in
it.
bed. How do you get metal in your eye laying in bed?
Loading ammo.
This kid's a nut. He's a menace.
This stuff is not good. I broke off a piece of this hollow point right in my eye.
Listen, one time my
Video
son,
you were looking at,
when my
JV.
son was 15, he came up with the bright idea, guys. He was going to make a necklace out of one of my cartridge shells. Now, if you
Okay.
would have asked, I had some of the chrome 40 calibers that were already spent that I was going to repurpose in the safe, and I would have gave him one to drill and make a. So, matter of fact, it was during the inauguration, when they were doing the count of the votes when Trump won. It was, matter of fact, I remember the day because we were all out here watching the news, watching the counts come in, and all of a sudden we heard boom. He decided to get a pair of channel locks and a pair of vice grips, and he was going to pull the lead out of the slug. And
I've done that a lot of times.
And
If you do it right, it works.
And it blew right through his finger, cut the tendons, and he came out and he was just like white as a ghost, blood everywhere in like a daze. And I looked and I could see his tendon was almost cut through. I had to rush him to the hospital. And then while we're going to the hospital, I seen blood forming right here on his T-shirt. I'm like, oh no. And I reached my hand, I ripped his shirt. I looked, and he had it by the vice grips, but it like blew out of the vice grips, and the cartridge hit him in the shoulder. It didn't go all the way in, but the kid was lucky to be alive. I'm telling you.
Sounds like what my friend did. He wanted to make a necklace and have a bullet. And I said, well, what you need to do is take the primer out, get all the gunpowder out of it, and then mount a little eye bolt in there, and you can make your necklace. He goes, well, do you have a round that I could use? And I said, yeah, I got one we can put together. And I had one that had already been shot, and I was going to just take a lead and stick it into the casing and make it look good. This dummy grabbed a live round
and started to drill through it.
Took a drill and started to go through the primer. And as soon as he got that primer somewhat heated up, that thing went boom. he had the casing in a vice, and also the casing didn't go anywhere, but the drill went flying back about 20 yards, smacked him across the head as it flew out, gashed his head right across here, ended up with like 23 stitches across his eye.
Yeah. My little brother did something like that. I had an old 303 Army Springfield. My dad carried in the war, with the flip up sight, the adjustable sight. And my little brother decided he was going to go shoot it. And we didn't have shells for that thing. I think he put a 30-06 shell in that thing. And let me tell you, it did not end well. The gun exploded, and a piece of it hit him in the forehead, and he had like 12 staples in his forehead.
Well, the bad thing about it is his cat was running by about the time that he did it. And he hit the cat in the back of the head and killed the cat.
Wow, what's that, Richard?
The cat's dead?
Yeah.
This is a Streamlight TLR. It goes here. Hold on a second.
Oh, it goes on your rail for your Glock.
Yeah. Well, it goes on just about anything. There we go. Here's the rail. And you clip it back here at the bottom, and then it tightens. And so basically, when you're easing it, you can push down and it locks, or you can do like a momentary kind of thing, and you can do it on either side.
Hey, Richard.
What's that?
I have one of those too.
Do you?
I got a bunch of them actually.
Well,
I've had a bunch of companies send them to me. They want me to check them out, and I actually don't use them. So
Yeah,
funny story with this puppy.
it's a novelty when you first started, playing with guns. They're cool, but
they are cool. Like when I used to go into abandoned houses to get raccoons, it was nice to have the flashlight at the end of your pistol.
Yeah.
I used to love raccoon
You
hunting.
have the laser?
I got the slugs that the one that you mount, you put it in, you chamber it, and it shoots the laser down the barrel so that you can put your laser on and adjust that laser to the laser that's in your barrel. Those are really accurate.
Well, the funny story with this is we had an instructor doing back in competition.
Yep, there you go, Kyle. That's what I have I got the 9 and the 40 of it.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Richard.
The 6. But Richard, does yours have? Mine has the light,
I don't have a laser,
but
but
I also have the laser.
this is 1,000 lumens. So
What up, Nick?
the funny story with this was our instructor was like in
Nick's
front
in
of
the house.
everybody, and we had our guns like this without the slide, no ammo in the room. He says, "I want you guys to shine this light," and I said, "Well, probably gonna hurt your eyes." And it was like a pitch black room, and so he's like, "This probably hurt your eyes," and he's like, "Oh no, it won't." We were all playing around. I hit him with the light right in the eye.
I'm gonna copy that JV and put it in a link of this video and stuff.
That's my giveaway to help Annika get to 1,000 subscribers. And if y'all don't,
I seen that. Yeah, I seen that one. Okay, I thought it was a new one.
it's the updated one. I
okay.
really upped the prizes.
Oh, good.
Like I'm giving away some expensive gear. So
That's awesome.
anybody could please share that out. And I am trying really hard to get her to 1,000 subscribers. Plus, if they use that link and go watch my video, they can get in on some pretty awesome giveaways to help get her there. Because Annika's been a blessing to my channel. That is for dang sure.
Oh, I know, man. Some of them songs are just like phenomenal.
Did y'all hear my good news?
You got good news for a change?
Yeah. Finally, I got a little bit of good news. Not a lot, but a little bit. I talked to the VA the other day, finally, and I found out that I can actually make more money than what I'm getting through the disability without losing my disability. So I can actually get monetized now through YouTube, but I still need 3,500 watch hours.
You're close, brother.
You're almost there.
Just a little bit further.
You need to start doing your own live streams, bud.
You have to, and I'll join and share you out and stuff too, man. I lost because I deleted all my old. Someone's like, "Why do you keep all your live streams? Why don't you delete them when you're done?" I'm like, you know what? Hey, that's a good
So you
idea.
don't lose your hours.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way, brother.
Raymond.
I lost 900 hours because I deleted all my lives. I didn't know. They're still there on the channel. Like I got 2,800 watch hours on the channel, but when you go to the monetization and look, I got 1385. I'm like,
I didn't see. There's
My video, Heather.
Little Boy and
Yeah.
Survival and Raymond. Hello, everyone.
I didn't look at the new video.
There you
Yeah.
go, JV. I just subscribed over there. She's at 904.
Yeah, we're getting her there. She was actually at 820 something when I started, and I've gotten her over 900 so far. And that was just this last week. I got her over 900. So
Troy, you been out fishing? Raymond Williams in the house. Nick, what are you doing? Why ain't you coming up on panel?
Yeah, come on.
Every time I see Raymond Williams,
Maybe
I
waiting
think
for
of
Richard.
that movie, Raymond. He was a kung fu dude, Raymond Williams or something. It was an old show. I
I
can't
used to love
remember.
watching Kung
Me
Fu
and Nick
Theater
haven't
when I was a
talked
kid.
in a minute.
I can't think of that fucking show, but every time I hear his name, I think of that damn show.
what's up, Rex?
I'll have to catch up with Nick tomorrow. I haven't talked to him in a couple weeks. That's not normal.
You got mad at us last time and threatened to
Oh,
go
that's
off
right. I
YouTube.
took some time off YouTube. That's what happened.
That's right.
you-
You waited until your nose cleared up and came back.
It's clear. I told you it's just a shower thing. When I get out of the shower, it turns bright red. I look like freaking Rudolph. I had totally forgotten about that.
He was so mad at us,
I
JB.
That made me mad.
We took
Did you-
pictures of it because he's trying to tell us it was a red dot, but it was clearly a monster pimple.
It was.
And he turned sideways, and you could see this big lump like
Oh,
this.
bull crap.
And I
Bull
took a
crap.
picture of it. We
Bull
took still
crap.
of it, and we were posting it. It's
Bull
showing
crap.
him, listen, it's not a red dot. That's clearly a mountain on your nose. And he got all upset on us and hung up.
It was not. It was a little mark.
Hey,
It went
JV,
away.
did you see
Oh,
what
no, he blew you
Nicholas made for me? He
cooked
made
that
me a coyote.
Aww.
Oh.
Nick's a good guy. I like Nick.
Yeah,
I
Nick's
posted
cool.
it
We
on
always have fun.
And Facebook page.
I
I've
try
got-
to stay out of his live chats though, because I always just mess with everybody in there. I probably make him mad.
I don't even get notifications when he has them on. I watched that one of his last videos where he was in the woods and he was picking on wild onions. And I liked what he did, how he was moving them from one spot and starting another patch in another location. That's such a smart idea
You know,
because then you always have them for years to come. You know what I mean? Just keep spreading them around.
All right, guys. Well, it's 10:30. I better try to get some sleep, but if not, I'm gonna come back on up. So
Richard,
those young kids got to go to bed early.
looks like baby. Bull crap. Heather, you ain't
No.
got nowhere to talk.
She was talking about my coyote.
Oh, I was about to say. Baby Yoda.
I might have set him up for that one. I'm sorry. That was my fault.
Yeah, it is your fault.
It really was. I'm sorry, Richard.
Sorry, Heather.
That's right. He's
No,
sorry, Heather.
It's
It was my
always
fault.
it's always Ozzy Outlaw's fault. Even if he's not here, it's always Ozzy's fault.
I did set him up for that, though.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna head off. I'll
All
probably.
right, brother. I'll give you a shout tomorrow after church.
Okay, give me a call or something.
You got it. Later, bud.
See you later, buddy.
Bye.
Okay, Nicholas, he's gone. It's clear to come up.
Oh man.
Oh man, that kid is hysterical. He gets so mad. I I had him on as a moderator, and I took it off, and then one night, and then there was Coyote and Ace and Nicholas were on, and they were waiting for him. We're like, we can't hear you. Type what you're saying. So he would type so they could time him out. they timed him out, and he was so mad. I thought smoke was going to come out of here. He's like, now let me do it to them. He was so mad. They timed him out so like 600 times.
And after you closed your live stream, Richard started a live stream. And soon as Ace went in there, Richard's like, time that fucker out.
That was the maddest I ever seen the kid, though. He was so mad. Now let me do it to Nick. We were laughing at Nick like, no, Richard, it's not happening. And we because Nick don't get upset. He was just talking calm, and Richard was furious. But man, we had a good time. Richard takes it well 99% of the time, but every now and then he will lose it.
He's young, got a hot head. I was there once upon a time too.
Oh, I just stopped being a hothead like yesterday, bro.
I've gotten way better with my pit. My younger days, man, you looked at me wrong. I was ready to throw down right now. Yeah. I have way down. You can talk a whole lot of smack to me, and I will just let it blow by.
I was so angry one time.
And I'm completely the opposite.
I just seen a notification that he was live, but I was already loading up my live. You know, one time I was a roofer, and my sneakers ripped the soles off, so I duct taped them on. And I was in the store, and there was a cop in the store, and somebody looked at me. The kid in front of me looked at me and was smiling. I'm like, yo, something funny? He's like, yeah, nice shoes. And I just smashed him in the face with the iced tea I had. And I'm like, yeah, nice shoes there, nice face. And the cop grabbed me.
Was that you in the video?
He put me in cuffs and put me in the back of the car and didn't bring me to the police station. He brought me to the hospital and then told those guys I was suicidal. I'm like, suicidal? What do you mean?
He wasn't that guy in the store that hit that other dude with the iced tea?
What up, country boy?
He knocked the fuck out of that dude with that iced tea.
I seen that. That's so funny. But yeah, man, I used to be really, I had such a short fuse. But back then I was doing a lot of drugs, and believe me, I was not grounded at all. I lived a wild life. I had two lives. I had my home life, and then I had when I wasn't home. I had apartments in 2 towns in case I couldn't make it home. I had places to stay. My ex-wife was crazy on drugs, so I just kept her fed with drugs, and she left me alone. You know what I mean?
Now, see, when I was younger, I was the perfect little angel. I helped everybody, did everything for everybody. Now you ask me, can you help me carry this out? Fuck you. Get the fuck away from me.
Now I'm the opposite. I walk up to people and say, hey, can I help you with that? But
exactly. Now I'm the opposite. I'm opening doors for people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But see, I was born and raised in Alabama, and I always had that Southern mentality of just nice and helpful and generous.
That is true, though. The Southern hospitality is overwhelming. Because when I came here from New York, I was driving my first day here. Somebody beeped, and I turned around, and I was ready to shoot the bird. You know what I'm saying? I looked, and they were waving to me. I'm like, whoa, all right, how you doing?
After 8 years in the military, man, people come at me in the store the wrong way. I just look at them. Get away from me, dog breath.
Yeah, I used to be rough, but now
what is wrong with him?
We've got so many teenagers around us. I've been actually even trying to be more understanding and setting a better example for all these kids that are here. You know what I'm saying?
That's kind of
I got mad at a lady today driving down the road. She couldn't keep it between the lines, but every once in a while I could see a pillar of smoke come out of the driver door, and I would get a whiff of fucking weed. And finally I got up beside her, and I'm like, you put all of us pot smokers in jeopardy. Quit fucking driving and smoking, you stupid bitch. And I just kept going.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I know way too many people that smoke and drive. It's
Yeah.
See, I
it's not like it's no big deal. I'm like, you're still impaired. I don't give a shit what you
Exactly,
say. I don't
right.
care.
It's not driving while drinking a beer or after you drink a beer. It's driving while impaired. And that includes prescriptions. You
Yeah,
understand?
whatever.
and that's
Whatever
why
can
when I go to
influence
do my
your
traps in the
ability.
daytime, I don't take any of my pain pills before I leave. I don't smoke anything before I leave. But as soon as I get home, man, I'm popping some pain pills. I'm smoking some stuff. I'm sucking on some tincture right now.
I don't. I
But
don't.
I always tell people, I don't give a crap what you do in the privacy. Yeah, you're an adult. Do what the hell you want. Make your own life
Tell me,
choices.
doesn't that look like horse sperm?
It's so gross, and I don't know what. Oh yeah, I do. I'll tell you a story about her sperm in a minute. But I couldn't agree with you more, brother.
That's right, Richard. That's dang right.
I couldn't agree with you more. One time, I know we were a friend of
And
mine
this stuff
moved.
tastes
This
nasty.
kid moved into our neighborhood, and he came from a ranch that was like 100 miles away. And one weekend, he was good. This family was going out there to get some more of his belongings. They invited me. I'd never been out to a country. You know what I mean? I was a city boy. So they invited me out there with him. I'm like, cool, So we went out to this field, and his dad started yelling some gibberish, like screaming at the top of his lungs. All of a sudden, you seen this dust cloud coming over the hill, and all these horses come running. He could call the horses with this special call that he did, and they'd come up into the fence, and you'd pet them and stuff. And then this one horse mounted the other horse and was going to town on it, and he yelled and screamed at the horse, and the horse ran, the female ran, and the male horse came down, his things flung, and a big wad of sperm hit the old man in the side of the face. And he started puking over the fence, which made me puke, which made his son puke. So now we're all there puking over the side of the fence. And I was like, I hate horses.
I love horses, but I've never been smacked in the face by horse sperm. So
Oh, that was the grossest thing I ever saw. And I was like, I hate horses now. You know what I mean? I was just a little kid. I bought a couple of horses not long ago for the kid, but I made the mistake. I rented at least 300 acres, built a little barn on it. I had two horses. They stayed out in pasture. They'd come in and eat. I had them trained, built a round pen, went all out on these horses. Then I made the mistake and brought a couple of four-wheelers out there. Kids never wanted to ride the horses again. They wanted to go out to the farm and ride the four-wheelers. Never wanted to ride the horses again. So I gave them to a sheriff. I said, the heck with this. Gave him the lease to the land. And
I used to break horses, so I've had a lot of horses.
I bought a cutting horse. I had a 20-year-old horse. Her name was Maybay. You could walk out into the pasture, and there was like 7 other people's horses out there. You could walk out into the pasture and just grab her and jump on her bareback, and she would bring you right in. You just steer her with your feet. We never put anything in her. We just would hook to her halter on each side. She never had nothing in her mouth ever. She had a hackamore one, you know what I mean? But we never used it. We would just use her halter. And then I bought this cutting horse from a place here that rehabilitates horse. He used to be a rancher's horse, and he was chase the cows, and the cowboys would let go and lasso him and steer him with his feet. But then they sold him to this lady, and she had 2 teenage boys that were abusing him, riding him with no blanket. He had blisters, and so this horse place took him and rehabilitated him and stuff. And I paid $800 for him, and I brought him out to the farm. Let me tell you, that was the meanest horse. Getting on him was tough because he didn't want nobody on him from them kids. Getting on him was tough, but once you got on him, it was like a rodeo ride. And I don't care how many times you had him running the round pen and all that stuff. It was a rodeo ride. But then once you got him going, or you got him out into the field, and then the field next to us had some Angus cattle. So once he made eye contact with that Angus cattle, all his cowboy days come back to him. and he would settle right down, and he would start headed for the cattle, like, let's round them up. You know what I mean? And you could let go and
Amazing how that
everything.
never leaves them.
Yeah, but man, he used to try to bite me, everything.
Oh,
I tried everything. The only way I could get on this horse, it's a horrible thing to say, but believe me, I wasn't saved back then, so don't hold this against me. But I would try to get on, he would turn and bite me, or he'd run if I got my foot in the stirrup, try to drag me. He was really mean. So what I would do is I'd put my foot up, like I was going to put it in the stirrup, and he would turn around, try to bite my leg, and I'd punch him in the nose. And he would turn his head and shake his head. And while he was shaking his head, I'd jump on his back. so now it was on. You know what I'm saying? Now he's like, oh, yeah. So he'd start bucking. And then once he realized he couldn't get me off, then he'd calm down. And one time we were going through the field, man, and he was running right for the woods. I knew he was going to try to, because I went into the woods one time with him. I was tracking a deer. And I had the horse, so I figured I'd go into the woods with the horse. But the horse, very smart, and he would drag his side down the trees and try to yank my leg off the stirrups and make me. The first time he did it, and I did a split, and it was horrible. Ripped my groin. So the whole time I'm going through the woods, I got just my toes in the stirrups. And when you lean up against the tree, I take that leg off and then switch legs. And I finally got him out of the woods. I'll never take this horse into the woods again, you know. And then we were in the field, and he seen the woods, so he started running full speed for the woods. And I was trying to stop him from getting in the woods. I actually had his head turned right around to where he was facing me, and he was still running straight at the woods, looking back at me. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I just held him there for the last second. And then just as he was ready to hit the tree, I let him go. And he turned, faced the tree, bam, smashed his face in the tree. I went over his head. I smashed my face into the tree. We both had scabs on our foreheads for weeks. But he never took me to run for the trees again.
I was in Tennessee for a school when I was in the military. And they had a place where you could go rent a horse and ride it.
It felt like I did, Heather.
I watched this guy get on this horse, ride the horse out a couple 100 yards, and all of a sudden, here comes the horse, no rider.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not good. About 20 minutes later, here comes the rider. And all of a sudden, this other guy gets on, or I guess it was a lady got on the horse, and she starts riding him out. A couple 100 yards, here comes the horse. No rider. And I went to the guy and I said, I want to rent that horse. And he goes, well, the horse has already been out twice and has thrown somebody every time. We're going to keep him in for night. And I looked at him and I said, I'm from Alabama. I know horses. I want that horse. And he's like, okay. And I grabbed that horse by the reins and I got right up in his face. And I said, you throw me and we're going to have fucking issues. And I brought my fist right up to his nose and just kind of tapped him on the nose like that. And he kind of pulled back and looked at me all funny. I climbed up on that horse and I started going. We got a couple 100 yards out there. All of a sudden, I felt him kind of getting restless. And I fucking heeled into him real good. Let him know that I wasn't one to be played around with. And he reared up and tried to throw me.
That's what I used to do. Once he used to start getting restless, he would get restless, like you said, 200-300 yards out. I'd give him a little tap in the side and say, all right, well, let's run it out, man. And then he would just start hauling, man. And then he'd get tuckered out, and then he'd be all right for the rest of the time. Until he seen the barn. See, I was stupid because I was new to horses. And I would always feed him after our ride. So once he's seen the barn, he's thinking, okay, it's time to eat. So he would come back to the barn whether you were ready or not. He's seen the barn, it's time to eat. So you had to always keep him away. So then I started feeding him before we went riding so that he didn't see the barn and just make you come home whether you wanted to or not.
Well, when he tried to throw me, I let him rear up and all, and I held on, and he calmed down for a second. I jumped off of him, and I fucking grabbed the reins, and I gave him a good pop right in the nose. And I said, we ain't doing that. I'm going to ride you, and you're going to calm the fuck down. And he kind of was like, holy crap. And I jumped back on him, didn't have any problems with him the rest of the ride, and actually was halfway around the lake and saw this lady barreling through the woods. The reins were on the ground. She couldn't grab them. She's just screaming and hollering, life flashing between her eyes. And I chased her down and pulled her off the horse and went and chased the horse down afterwards and got her back to the stables and all. And
I tried bribing that horse all the time.
What up, Snags?
Snags.
They couldn't believe I rode that horse for a whole 3 hours out there with no trouble.
I was
like,
a city boy.
You know how to ride a horse?
I never had experience with horses, and I didn't have anybody around me who knew about horses. So I was pretty much just trying to learn it on my own. And he was okay with me once we got out. And I just learned what he needed to know. Like I needed to know, use the cows to your advantage. Once he sees the cows, he'd focus on the cows. And then you could let go, start riding with your feet. And he would just be cool, have a great time. And then I did find out from the cow guy. I forgot the guy's name. I used to call him the cow guy because he owned the cow. And
it's a good name.
So he would yell at me and shake his fist and tell me to stop chasing his cows because I didn't know cows ain't supposed to run. But
no, they're not.
I was running that dude's cows daily.
You're cutting into his profit there, buddy.
That's what he said. You're making them all tough.
My uncle used to ride
I thought you were
bulls and stuff. And he would train horses to do the barrel runs. And I went to go ride one of the horses, and he goes, you can ride the horse all around the yard, just don't get close to that line right there. Because you get close to that line right there, that horse is programmed to run the barrels. And I'm like, okay. And so I'm trying to keep the horse away from the line, and we're going all around the place. I forgot what I was doing, and I got too close to the line. All of a sudden, that horse just stopped, and I saw him kind of do his head down like that, and my cousin yelled as loud as he could across the field, hold on, he's about to go. And I looked over, and I realized what was happening. I just barely got bent over and grabbed the saddle. That horse took off. I'd never done barrels before until that day. All I could do is hold on because the horse just ran them, and I had no control on him. But after that, my uncle taught me, uncle taught me how to deal with horses, and he was like,
my workers' friends had a girlfriend who used to rank all the time. So she was a barrel racer, man. That girl used to come home with all kinds of ribbons.
You used to barrel race there, Heather? That's pretty cool. I didn't know that about you.
This lady that I'm trapping for, she has got a horse that is in some competition or whatever for cutting horse and stuff. And supposedly it's not doing too bad. It's scoring pretty high on all the competitions.
That's cool. That's cool.
Oh no, where did I put it?
Oh man, dude. Trying to make it till 10, then I'm probably gonna go to bed because
you only got 7 minutes, bro.
Yeah. I got up early today. I said we did Mother's Day today, and then I had a really, really, really long day. And it like poured rain all day. And I got to get up for morning Bible study over at Panama City in the morning. And then I got to figure out what to do with my middle of the day until my Bible study.
Yeah, I got to. I'm head of security at church, and I got this one guy. He's always been sketchy. I mean, he's been coming to the church for years, but people are really nervous of him. He carries a backpack. He's a loner. real scruffy, and some things have been getting like crazy, where he's emailed 3 or 4 people, including the assistant pastor, and rebuked them. And I did some work for him a while back, and I had to stop working for him because he removed all of his hi honey he removed all of his furniture out of his house and has shelving all over his house, and he got a big inheritance of the hundreds of thousands of dollars, and he's been spending it on this propaganda. um,
Uh,
and he's gotten rid of all his furniture. He has no TV, no computer. He shuts his phone off only to turn it on to make a call or send a text, and it shuts it right off. He wanted me to build iron doors in his house with buzzers because his sister and brother-in-law hate his guts, and if something happens at the end times, he wanted to be able to let them stay in the in the front of the house in the living room, just like in a condo. And he wanted to hit the buzzer, lock that door, so he could open up his door and go down the hallway and go to the bathroom. And
one of those guys.
and he got in a fight at one of the females.
You know, I was a pastor for 4.5 years, and you'd be surprised how many of those guys there are. I feel sorry for them.
Right, I knew.
I mean,
Somebody doesn't have a full bowl of cereal.
Caribou, how you doing, brother? Well, he was, why I was there, and he was telling, he's like, go to this website. These people are, the FBI's got him on a watch list and are after him, but that's because they speak the truth. So, I check things out on my own. They made some of these hate groups like Ku Klux Klan, Black Lives Matter. They just put a Christian name on it. They were the racist, most crazy website I ever seen, and then were hiding behind a Christian name.
oh yeah, you see that all the time too.
It was horrendous. So this guy was like, so I was like, well, if you're that scared of your sister and your brother-in-law, you make sure you get a gun safe. He's like, oh no, guns, no. So I'm like, well, praise God, he don't like guns or he's scared of guns, because this guy is all we need is him with a gun.
What's up, Troy? That's what
I have no guns. No guns at all.
I
Not here.
at least none in sight. But I always tell people, watch out if you go onto
Good.
like an online ministry or whatever, if they ain't preaching the death, burial, and resurrection of Christ, if they're preaching I don't even want to hear. And sometimes I do get guilty. I don't ever name pastors, but I don't even want to hear other people talking bad about, even those like.
I couldn't agree more. Don't throw their names out there. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. It's not your job.
I don't want to hear talking about other pastors. Yeah. If you're there to be online and you want to talk about Christ, talk about Christ. If you want to do a Bible study and do the Bible study, that's great. But I don't like people that bash other people. It's not your business. They have to deal with their own judgment. Now, if somebody comes to my channel and starts telling me that I need to be more of a prosperity preacher or something like that, or I'm going to say, no, that's not what we do here.
Right. No, right. Yeah. You got to do it in love. You know what I mean?
Go turn on your TV. We don't do that here. But yeah, I mean, I try really hard not to talk bad. Sometimes it comes up.
Exactly.
But I definitely don't name names. That's
right. No, you can't do that.
Yeah, that's not my place.
Exactly. No. Yeah. And listen, a lot of these, like this guy here, I'm not saying his name and everything, but this guy, I'm not upset with him. I mean, he's really a security issue now because he came at one of the elderly ladies and was yelling and screaming at her, and another elderly gentleman in his late 70s. He tried giving him some propaganda stuff, and he said, no, I don't want that. And then seen him later on in Staples and yelling and screaming at him at the top of his line. And this is a big dude. He's like 280 pounds and he's 6'3", and he's not, to be yelling at these elderly people, now it becomes an issue. And we're going to have to sit down and talk with them. And now come to find out, I was telling my security team what was going on. And then one of them's like, oh, well, he's not scared of guns, Jake. I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, last month I took him shooting. I'm like, what? Why would you do that? This dude is sketchy. He sits in the back. He's always pounding his fist into his hand while the pastor's preaching. He's just draws all the red flags. His legs bouncing up and down.
Yeah, if he
He's
ever got
always-
his hands on a gun, he would be scary as heck.
So he's like, well, all I can tell you, Jake, is he's right-handed and left-eyed. He's
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
At least he won't be shooting straight.
I think that was the point.
It's so funny. I have so much fun taking new people to shoot guns because at first they're nervous about shooting it to
Right.
begin with, and I can understand that. And I always start them on a little
If they're
gun.
not, though, it's a concern because they're
Yeah.
not respecting it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, before I let anybody shoot a gun, I'll go buy a watermelon and I'll go put it on the post and put a round through the watermelon, and I'm like, that's what'll happen to your head.
You're just shooting yourself. So I had an airsoft gun that I was going to use for demonstration at the security team on how to disarm somebody that has a gun and stuff like that. We haven't got that far yet in our security meetings, so we just started doing them. So I had one round in it, and my daughter was, I don't know, I want to say about 20 feet away, and she was turning on the air conditioner. Her back was to me. So I'm like, honey, let me shoot you in the butt with this thing. You know what I mean? And she's like, let me shoot you. My wife's like, don't you dare. I'm like, no, I'm just asking her permission. And she's like, only if you let me do it to you. I'm like, fair enough. You can do it to me first, and then I shoot you. She's like, well, that sounds like a deal. And my wife's like, don't you dare. So I'm like, what? It don't hurt. And I put the barrel to my leg and pulled the trigger. Let me tell you, that thing left such a blood blister. I was like, ow, what the, it hurt for hours. I'm like, wow, it's a good thing I didn't shoot that kid in the butt.
You don't want to do that with my pellet rifle. My pellet rifle will hurt you.
No, I had a tournament pellet rifle that it would shoot a BB clean through a quarter. And I used to kill squirrels and all kinds of rabbits. I used to hunt with that pellet gun. You put
had
a
a
BB in it.
22 caliber Gammo.
And mine was a 177. It would shoot clean through a quarter. But
Yeah.
so I decided to shoot myself with an airsoft, and I still got the blood blister. I had to pop it because it wouldn't stop. It was so big and it hurt so bad.
I actually, when I was in junior high school, me and my buddies were out shooting BB
You
guns.
ain't kidding.
And I had one of those, the old fashioned daisies.
Yeah,
And all of a
I
sudden,
had a Daisy.
I had this guy. We called him Bundy. His name was L, but that was back when Married with Children was big, so we always called him Bundy. But I didn't really like the guy that well, but he was friends with the other guy I was with. So I was just sitting there and we're shooting cans and stuff off a fence post, and I put a BB in and cocked it. I just looked at him and I was like, "You got 10 seconds, run." And he looked at me and I started counting down. He got about 5 steps. Yep, I shot him right in the butt. And he had these jogging pants on. Yeah, I left a hole in his jogging pants.
When we were kids, we didn't have paintballs. There wasn't paintballs. We put on the old snowmobile goggles, and we would grab our pellet guns, and it would be one pump BB gun wars.
Yep.
Nobody that was only pumping it once. The only ones that were pumping it once were the people that had the daisies, because you could only cock those ones. But everybody else, man, they would pump them things up as high as they could. I picked BBs out of myself so many times.
We were playing fireworks and pellet gun wars one day, and this guy was hiding behind my mom's car,
Use the Roman
And-
candles.
and
yeah.
I could
That's what
see
we
his butt sticking out from behind the tire, and he was trying to hide behind the tire. And I like trick shots. It just is my fun thing to do is trick shots. And I said, I told my friend, I'm going to shoot under the car, ricochet off the ground, and hit him in the butt. And he goes, you ain't going to hit it. You're going to hit the bottom of the car instead. I said, now watch this. And I thought about it. I was like, one pump, man, I'm not going to get a good ricochet. So I pumped it up 4 times. And I fucking, pat! All of a sudden, that kid jumped and screamed. That fucking pellet or the BB went through his blue jeans and stuck in his ass.
That's why I
They had
always
to
watch
take
those
me to the
shows, man, where they're
emergency
having
room.
gunfights and they're hiding behind cars and stuff. I'm like, they're lucky I ain't on the other end. Because I'd lay down, shoot their ankle, and then when they fell, shoot them.
Yeah.
Well, what was bad is after I shot him in the ass, the guy beside me, I didn't realize it. He'd had 4 bottle rockets already. As soon as he jumped up to scream from me shooting in the ass, he lit the 4 bottle rockets and shot all 4 of them and hit him in the head with like 2 of them.
Yeah, we used to get those Roman candles, man. But you couldn't cross the street or the creek or whatever. There was always a perimeter. You couldn't fire them more than 20 feet at the person. But you know what I mean, you had to have a buffer zone. So
We were even dumber because here in South Dakota, you get your driver's license at 14, and this was, like that was your driver's license. It wasn't like a learner's permit or anything like that. You could drive all night with it. And heck, we used to drive around and shoot each other in we would get like trucks and stuff like that, and we just drive around shooting each other with like Roman candles and bottle rockets.
We did that
bottle
before.
rockets because you had to, light the fuse, have them in a tube. Roman candles, you had so many shots, man. You light that thing, have one in each hand. You're lighting up their whole camp.
In Japan, it was easy to get fireworks, and my car had a hole in the floorboard on the passenger side.
I did
And
that at
so
a party
somebody
one
would be
time.
riding with me, and I'd
I didn't like
pull
those
that
people.
floor
So I
mat
threw a
over
box
and
of 22s
light
in
the.
their campfire and left. Sorry, Coyote.
Oh. I've done that a few times.
I think we all have.
That's actually what I haven't done. I've never thrown bullets into a fire.
I threw a whole case. These guys, we were drinking at a party, and we just came from shooting, and they were me and my friend kind of crashed their party. We were driving down the road, and we seen a whole bunch of cars and kegs, so we just stopped and started drinking with these people. Well, after 5, 6 beers, they realized we didn't belong there. And we used to do that stuff all the time. That was our go-to thing on the weekends. If we seen cars, we just pull over and get out and start drinking like we supposed to be there, and then they would catch on and throw us out of there, and it would always be a fist fight or something. But this time they were just asking us to leave, so I'm like, all right, we'll leave, and I just threw the box in the fire, and we ran to the car, and you just heard pew pew pew.
Me and my friends were out grouse hunting one day, and we got back, and we were kind of sitting all around the fire talking, and I was sitting there and I realized I still had 1 round in the shotgun.
What do you need?
And I went, hey guys, y'all ever played redneck
And you're old.
chicken? And they're like,
Let's see if
redneck chicken, what's that?
that cookies.
And I took my shotgun and I just aimed it straight up and just boom. First one to move loses. And you just kind of sit there and you kind of
Wait for the pellet rain.
look down like that and you hear it just
We used to do that with the bow and arrow.
all around you.
Fire. We were stupid kids. If anything ever came down one time wrong, man, we used to fire an arrow straight up in the air, and everybody would freeze. And
That reminds me of a
things we
joke.
did, it's a surprise we even lived through our childhood.
I've been peppered with a shotgun before.
I was shot in the butt with rock salt because my friends were messing with a farmer's daughter, and I wasn't even in there.
You heard about the Alabama students that got lost when they were out there hunting, right?
What?
These guys went hunting one day, and they were out in the woods, and the guy goes, "Hey, you know where we're at?" And the other guy's like, "Dude, I was thinking you knew where we were."
Raymond.
And they realized they were all lost. And one guy goes, "Hey, I heard if you shoot 3 times in the air, it's a sign that you're lost and somebody will come help you and find you and help you get out." And he goes, "All right, well, let's shoot 3 times in the air." So they shoot 3 times. They sit there for an hour or so. Nothing. They shoot 3 more times, wait another hour. And this goes on for about 4 hours. And the one guy goes, "Man, I hope somebody finds us soon because we're running out of arrows."
You're stupid.
Yeah. Oh, man. What
I
else?
knew it was a joke, but I didn't know where you were going with it.
I was waiting for like the bullets to come back and hit him or something.
That's what I was thinking. What's up, brother? I ain't seen you in a minute.
When you said shooting arrows in the air, I remembered that joke my dad telling me, and I was like, "Oh, this is perfect for this." I got to say that one.
You know those little plastic darts that you used to get?
Yeah,
They were
long
red.
darts.
No, the little ones for the wall, wall darts. They were just plastic with a metal tip. They're red,
Oh,
yellow,
yeah.
blue.
Yeah.
We used to have a ton of those, like 15, 20 reds. And so me and my little brother would like play a game. We would shoot them at each other in the house. Like one would hide behind the couch and we would throw them at each other, not really trying to hit each other, but get close. And my little brother was running down the hallway, and I stuck one in the back of his leg, and he dove into my sister's room, and he was screaming, and he pulled it out. So I was firing darts firing him at the doorway, so he couldn't come out to get me, because I knew he was mad. And I'm like, and I was hiding in this. My dad had this old, it was like a cardboard 55-gallon drum, like detergent or something came in it. He was always getting crazy stuff like that. I was inside that thing. And I'm like, I'm out. And when you said you're out, you're supposed to let the other one come get it. He's like, all right, come get your darts. I popped my head out, and he stuck me right in the neck.
This blowgun right here, they have little plastic.
Yes, I told him I shot myself with the airsoft gun.
And my dad used to shoot me and my sister all the time with them. And as I got older and I had my own kids, I'd tell my kids, run across the yard and see if I can hit you. and they finally realized that if they were running, I could hit them. But if they didn't move, I couldn't hit them. And
what up, Living?
It was always fun as hell. I'd be out there practicing shooting them with the blowgun.
Hey, live in Minnesota. Thanks for stopping by, brother. I am going to hit you up and send you that link to the Tuesday night Bible study. I have not forgot about you. I was just telling my brother-in-law that.
I'm sorry I didn't make it this last Tuesday.
Hey, man, things come up. Maybe you won't be out running traps.
I was in the middle of checking traps and stuff, and then by the time I got done, you were getting done. And I was like, damn it.
I'm up on Fishing Louisiana's live stream right now. What'd you need?
Tell her to speak a little louder. We can almost hear her.
We can hear her. Something about 7 puppies.
Wow.
I didn't even know her dog was pregnant.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any videos today. I haven't really been watching YouTube. I hear the puppies.
When are they going to do another live?
I guess they sold their house.
They sold one of the houses.
Yeah.
Sheesh, how many houses they own?
That's a lot of puppies. But
they only own one now. They had 2.
Well, then they're doing good. All right.
Better than me.
Me too. I rent.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you go. I'm actually about to jump off this live stream and go to bed because I got to get up early for Bible study in the morning. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
I didn't even know their dog was pregnant.
I didn't either, but guess they had 7, but 3 died.
3 died.
Oh, really?
Was it the shepherd?
I didn't.
Yeah. They didn't know the dog was pregnant, or they weren't telling anybody, and then all of a sudden it had babies. But I didn't know any of them died.
I guess 3 of them died.
Good night, live in Minnesota. I will get you out that link, brother.
Oh man! All right, guys. Well, I'm heading to bed. Thanks for having me on, bud.
Oh,
Quit
brother.
yawning, JV.
Anytime, JV. Don't yawn. Why are yawns contagious? It's just weird.
I know it is.
What's fun?
All right, JV, go ahead and
Didn't-
knock yourself out. I'm sure your daughter wants to use the computer anyway.
Oh, I'm on my laptop. She's already back there on my computer.
Oh, she's already got it.
I'm on my laptop.
You ever tried yawning in front of your dog or your cat?
I just
No.
yawned in front of him.
They will yawn too.
I've never seen that happen.
Get your dog to watch you and sit there and act like you're yawning, and the dog will start yawning too.
Hey, babe, have you ever yawned and then
He just
Gabby
grunted
yawned?
at me when I yawned at
Have you
him.
ever yawned and one of the dogs yawned too?
All right, later, everybody.
I don't think
I've
I've seen that either.
I've done it several times. It's funny as shit.
I think Coyote's trying to pull my leg.
No. You can yawn in front of pretty much any animal, and they'll start yawning too. I've done it to hamsters. I've done it to rabbits. I do it to my dog all the time, and he gets mad at me. I'll sit there and just go, and my dog will be like, "Stop that!"
Yeah, this was a rough boat ride, man. Let me share the screen here. We ended up coming in early. We didn't do too hot that day. I mean, we got 7 fish or so, but that's me coming back, man. He has it trimmed out good here, and there ain't many white caps right now. This must have been kind of early.
You can tell it's rough water though.
We were coming back in. Those white poles that you see there are the oyster reefs.
Huh.
Man, he was flying through them things. That was his little boat. He calls it his little hot rod. But that little boat hauls.
Always know where you're going though when you're going real fast. I watched a guy hauling ass through this one area, and he didn't realize that it was at low tide, and that boat was just gee across the water, and all of a sudden it hit a sandbar or something, and the boat just stopped dead on a dime.
We've got the map cards that are constantly updated because, like, we went out to Dead Man's Island. It's the first time we've been out there this year, and like 2/3 of the island is gone. It's not even there anymore.
Wow.
So you gotta really be careful of that stuff. I was trying to find a picture of some of these trout. Oh, that was a baby trout. We had some monsters.
I tell you what, first time I caught a sea trout, nobody told me that frickin' sea trout had frickin' teeth.
Yeah, they got some pretty big,
Yeah.
fangs.
I was getting ready to lip it like I did any other trout.
I did the exact same thing, brother. I licked the first one, and he bit me.
You learn real quick not to do that ever again.
That redfish video that showed you that big one, all that blood was from me lipping him.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't his blood. All that blood in that video was me. That was a nice hook set there.
The first one I caught, I grabbed that thing. I was like, oh, crap, that hurt. My dad goes, oh, yeah, those trout have teeth. I'm like, thanks for letting me know.
We caught some monster trout that day. That one wasn't so big, but I mean, most of them were 16. The ones we kept were a minimum of 16. Some of them were 18. Oh, look, he got off right at the boat. And it was so bad. It was 12 knots to 17 knots. So
Wow.
we didn't have much. I couldn't get the drone up. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to get the drone up and get a fish in the boat.
That
So
drone is
we both
fucking
caught one.
kick ass. That drone you got is fucking kick ass. I like it.
I'm gonna get a video of hooking and retrieving the fish with the drone. That's my goal.
That would be cool.
Yeah. I got the little man. He's like 6 something. Say hi, Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
Huh? Yeah, he's on. But we did like I let people come on the panel and hang out, and we all talk. He's rights trapping, and this dude right here is the mountain man of the bunch.
Thank you. My wife wants
Kid
me to
had a
shave.
full- I mean, he's only what are you 16? He had that beard at 8. Everybody's coming to my live stream. Mama bailed. My wife tried pushing one of the twins in the screen so that she would be in the picture, and she dove on the floor. We got Braden here. Hold on. See, everybody likes your beard, brother.
And see, my wife wants me to shave it off and all. I'm like, no.
You hear that? He said you look like you belong in Alaska, brother.
Oh, I would love to live up there. That would be freaking awesome.
Now they like your voice. You got admirers, brother. Say hi to Bianca.
Howdy, Bianca. Hell, they would really love Dingo then. Oh, come here. Come here and say hi. Did you leave? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did he click the wrong button and leave me to run the stream? All right, welcome to the Rights Trapping. Oh, man. I hope he didn't kick himself off. Because there ain't nobody else up here with me tonight. Last time he did that, I had somebody else up here. Oh, he's back. I can't hear you. Still can't hear you. Still can't hear you.
My mic
Whoop.
unplugged. When I was
What?
wrestling with my daughter, she pulled my head and it pulled my mic out of the computer. I'm sitting here talking to you.
I'm like, he's left me. I'm all alone.
I was like, what's he talking about, man? I'm here.
My dog is excited today. I got him some treats. Duck jerky.
Duck jerky.
Yeah, look at this stuff. Smells pretty good too.
It looks like the begging bits I give my dogs. I got this special dog treats that are good for their hip and joints because my dogs are getting old.
Well, what's funny is when I have this type stuff. You show me pretty. Show me pretty. Yeah, show me pretty. Oh, it's a pretty puppers. Oh.
What are you watching on the History Channel?
It's not the History Channel. It's Heroes and something. I think this is Tour of Duty. Yeah, Tour of Duty.
Look at this. So we're out in the. What's up, brother? I do want to see an albino catfish, and so does coyote.
I called yesterday at the Mississippi River. State record.
He said state record 55-pound albino catfish this young man caught yesterday in the Mississippi River.
Oh wow.
Albino
That's cool.
catfish. That's awesome, bro. I know he's been in a little funk on catching a fish, so it's good to hear. Good for you, bro.
You've heard of Lojo?
What's that?
You've heard of Lojo? He's part of the Guggen Squad.
He's part of the Guggen Squad.
Lojo. Lojo is a guy. He has his own YouTube channel, and he's part of Guggen Squad. He bought a house just recently and has a pond on it, on the land, and he has albino catfish in his pond.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Look, in this part of the video, we're out in the Gulf just before we were heading back. But watch all these oil. You can see all the oil rigs.
Yeah.
We're just in the edge of the Gulf coming back in. It was starting to get choppy. There was 2-foot swells out there.
Goodbye.
Wow.
Nice beard again. See you later.
Last time I was real close to oil rigs, they were on fire.
Yeah, we got this big hook. It looks like Little Bo Peep's hook. See, look at all this right here. See, this is a barge right here that they cleaned up all the debris after Katrina and then just left it docked there. It's just sitting there full of all this debris. We call it the garbage pile. It's out in the Gulf, bro. Right, barely once you get out into the Gulf. We actually stopped here and fished for a second because sometimes there's actually a bunch of guys on this rig. There's normally nobody on all these rigs. There was a few guys out here today.
The last big oil rig I was close to was on fire.
Trying to find a good picture of that.
Actually, there was a shitload of them on fire back then.
We had one in the lake here. Remember that first video I showed you of my test flying my drone? You can see that oil rig out for in the lake from my house. That oil rig 2 years ago exploded, and 11 people were missing, and they found 5 of them, I think.
Well, during the Gulf War, they started blowing up all the oil rigs out there.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it.
And
that's what the war is all about.
The ocean just turned into a black goo, and it was nasty. And then all the fires going and all it. I think from all of that, it made a lot of us sick.
Yeah. My
And
dad
they tell us, well, you weren't ever gassed? Well, I saw a missile blow up. Then the chemical alarm went off. Plus, we had all these oil rigs on fire, oil all around in the water. You know how when the waves are in the water, you can see it really cool.
You ever see a saltwater catfish?
Do what?
You ever seen a saltwater catfish?
Yep.
They're ugly. I hate them, and I don't. They're useless. You can't eat them.
Yeah.
This one, I thought I had a monster trout. Look at how ugly this thing is. They got these big sail-like fins. That's why we keep that catfish stick there, man. Just flick them. We don't even let them in the boat.
Now, so you might know this fish. They almost look like eels. The really long snake-looking thing, but they're really flat, and they're just like a shiny chrome looking.
Nah, me.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. I hope I never find out.
When we were, where were we? We were near Abu Dhabi, and it was New Year's, and we were stuck on the ship and couldn't go anywhere. And a bunch of us started fishing on the side of the ship one night, and we started catching these fish, and I don't know what they were called, And if you could get them reeled up fast enough, the longest one we caught was 6.5 foot long. They're not much thicker than about that right there. They're real thin, but they're kind of tall, like from the belly to the back is kind of tall, but from head to toe, that from the side to side, it's just real thin,
Yeah.
and it at the tail it's really small, and then it just kind of comes up real big, and
That's
it
what
looks
those sheephead that we get are shaped like that. They're
Uh,
really skinny side to side.
well, the sheep head are not real long; they're fairly
No.
short.
Yeah.
These things are 6 foot long,
Ew.
and they look like freaking eels almost. They kind of have the same mouth like an eel, but they're just a real shiny silver look. And if you reeled it in fast enough, you could get the whole fish. But if you didn't reel it fast enough, I don't know if it was other fish of the same species or some other fish, but you'd reel it up and you'd only have half of fish left by the time you got it up on the ship.
Yeah.
And
Well, we have that problem with dolphins. We had dolphins harassing us all Friday. Look at the size of this trout. Hold on a minute.
we caught some though, and we showed it to the cook, and he was Filipino, and we were like, can you cook these or anything? He's like, I don't know, I've never tried. And so we got a bunch of them and gave it to him, and he freaking cooked them up, and they weren't bad, but I won't ever eat them again. It was an interesting
Yeah, that's
thing. I don't know.
Rattle Trap. How are you, brother? I heard your dog had babies. I'm actually editing a video on one screen. Well, just looking at the video, seeing how good the footage came out. Our Friday trip. This is a nice trout right here.
I'm seeing if I can find a picture of that fish. That's kind of what it looked like.
Oh, yeah, I see. Jeez. That's ugly.
Yeah, they're creepy looking little fish. If I can find a better picture here, I'll show it to you. But
We had some nice trout that day. They were huge fillets. I think we had 5 or 6 17-inch and a couple of 18-inch. This fish devoured that lure. Look at the fangs on that one, Coyote. See him?
oh wow,
Did you see the teeth on this guy?
yeah,
Teeth right there.
yeah. Don't mess with those teeth; they hurt you.
Yeah, and you don't realize because you know for freshwater fishing you're always used to lipping them. But watch this thing. Once I put this thing in his mouth, you can see them how big those fangs are. They will pierce you like a needle. And they only got the 2 right there, and then the 2 on the bottom coming up. Man, them are the only real teeth, but they do hurt. See, that one was small. He was only like 11 and a half.
Huh.
I was trying to find some of the big ones. I didn't realize we caught so many small ones that day. We must be coming home or something here.
Here's another picture of those fish. Some people must eat them because I've seen them several times, like in a meat market now.
Oh, this is where we were coming through, passing Hopedale. All the shrimp boats. There's still no live shrimp, man.
I didn't see that. Hey, rattle trap. Huh. I'm a little slow on the.
So I'm trying to find. That was 1093. I think one.
Sea fish in Louisiana. That's kind of what they look like.
Oh, they look a little like knife blades, man.
Yeah, they get pretty big, but it was always so funny because if you didn't reel it in fast enough, you'd only come back with half a fish or just a head.
We got these fish here. We call them needlefish.
Uh-huh.
They got these long noses that are like, I don't know, 3-4 inches, and they look just like a needle. And then the fish is like sort of like a snake, big around, and they're like this long. And those things can skip across the water, man, and they will just strip the bait off your hook and just keep on swimming. And then we got these fish, they call them ladyfish. They got this like weird like V tail, and we do not let.
That's your needlefish.
Yep. Those things drive us crazy.
And what I'm talking about is not a needlefish because it didn't have the long nose, and then like the needlefish has a definite tail and fin. That this fish is more like an eel, and it's just kind of like those. But
those are gross, dude.
My mom and dad, they live in Florida still, and my mom loves going and catch ladyfish. That's her fish that she likes catching.
We don't let them in the boat. They're like a catfish to us. We will not let them in the boat. They're so fun to catch. They're acrobatic. They come out of the water. They put on a heck of a show, but they flail around so much and they poop the whole time they're flailing. So your whole boat's covered in fish poop. It's horrible. So we don't even let them in the boat. We release them over the side. We use the catfish stick and release them. We don't even want them in the boat.
That redfish that I caught, and that was one of the funnest fish I've caught, and especially being in a little 10-foot kayak and having that thing drag me across the flats. It was like
we were out Friday, caught a 48-inch red.
Wow.
That thing, he's 6'3", and the fish made him look small when he was holding it up.
Yeah, redfish are freaking some awesome fish.
It's like 78 pounds or something like that. It was a monster. He took his picture with him, got his picture, and we tagged him and let him go. We got tags now, so we can tag them so that we can keep track.
That's cool.
I don't like eating the big ones because they produce so many eggs that, you know what I mean? And plus, they're not really as good. I mean, 16 to 20 inches, those are ideal, like the prime meat right there, you know? Same thing with the speckled trout. I'll eat any size speckled trout from 12 up, you know what I'm saying? But ideal is like the 15, 16, 17, you know what I mean? Those are the ideal. We have no limit on whitefish on size, white trout on size or quantity. We got into a school of those last year about this time, I think we took like 70 or 80 of them, and
Wow.
they were all from 11 to 14 inches. And they're just as good as the speckled trout. The meat's just a hair softer. Well, the skin's softer. The meat's the same. The skin's softer. So when you're filleting them, when we lay the knife down the skin and take the skin off, you got to be real careful because you cut through the skin. But that was the only difference I found in them. And we haven't got many white trout. We caught one white trout while we were out that day, but he was only like 8 inches. And the first time I went out this year, I got 4 or 5 that I kept because I'll keep them if they're over 11 inches because then it's worth the meat. 10 inches, it's not really worth it. You get a little fillet like that. You'd have to have a ton of them,
Mhm.
I want to get some more drone videos going. I've got some videos I got to edit. Let me look at my YouTube.
Somebody asked me if I kept any perch. I was like, man, perch are usually so small. You'd have to have so many of them to even make a decent meal.
Yeah, I don't mess with perch either.
I mean, when my grandfather was alive and I'd always be at his place, bluegill, perch, bass, whatever, it was all keepable and edible.
So I did a drone video, and then I did a rod wrapping video, and then I did a drone video, and then I did a fishing video. So I think it should be a rod wrapping video because I've got in the bank, my video bank, I've probably got 3 rod wrapping videos that need to be edited, 2 drone videos that need to be edited, and 4 fishing trips that need to be edited. I just been working so hard that church has got me so busy. I'm just running out of time. I have trouble. And then when I do have time, I just want to rest.
I finally finished that beaver job the other day. And the next day after I went and got the traps, I was just like, fuck it, I'm not doing anything. And I woke up, I came out here, I turned on the computer, I turned on the TV, and I turned off the phone. And I just kind of laid here all morning going,
I can't believe how many watch hours I lost. I got 1365. I lost 53 subscribers in one night. I was up to 893, and then I lost. And now I'm down to 839. YouTube took like 53 from me in one night. Wow. I have no idea why. And my analytics, I got for monetization, I got 1365. But if you go to my analytics and look at lifetime,
and see,
2.3.
I've got 1,064 subscribers the last time I looked, but I've only got 500 watch hours.
Yeah, you gotta do lives, brother. Or one video's got to go viral. You know what I'm saying? And
I got one video that is semi-viral. It's at 10,000 views.
Wow. That's my best video. My best video is that stupid review of a stick anchor. And it's like a 4 minute and 8 seconds. And it's at 7.3. But it climbs. It gets a minimum of 20 views a day, every day. And the video is 258 days old. And it just climbs and climbs and climbs.
I caught a coyote in a live trap. And I kind of got very excited about it. I think it's the worst video I've got, but it's the most watched one.
And you're always amazed. Some of the best videos, some of my fishing videos have gotten like 20 views and then never watched again. And I mean, I've got monster redfish, 30-inch redfish I was catching in that. One runs me all the way out dry on line. I had to take the boat and chase it. I mean, I've had some awesome videos, and you're like, why? And then the stupid stick anchor takes off. You know what I mean? You just don't understand it. And to be totally honest with you, the best thing that's going for my channel is the rod wrapping videos, like the chevron wrap tutorial. This thing is averaging 25 to 50 views a day. Hey, Sabrina. Now let me show you this. This video, it's only 100, it's 108 days old, but look, it's just suggested videos, 47%. They're suggesting it, and 31% is YouTube search. It just gets views every day. It's average. See, it's 57 in the last 48 hours. So it averages a minimum of 25 a day. And my rod wrapping videos are the best. I mean, they do real good. I've gotten like a few of these right here that they just.
I gotta get faster at editing and getting videos out. I have too much time between videos. I got to get faster.
You only have the one laptop?
Yeah.
You should open up multiple tabs, and then maybe we can do something where I can do a live and just go through it with you. You know what I'm saying? On the fast, because I can edit a video fast. I mean, but you don't want to give up the quality too. You know what I'm saying? And the more cameras you have, the harder it gets. But I did learn how to do a picture in a picture. And
well, see, I want to do a split screen. Like right now, you have half the screen and I got the other half screen.
I learned how to do that, brother.
I need to figure out how to do that because I have two camera views of the same thing.
Here, let me show you a little something. I had to make a video to send for those people in China that make that drone.
But you're using Formora 9.
Right.
Yeah. See, I still have Formora 9, but I'm using Adobe nowadays.
Yeah, I don't use that. Let me see.
I have the lifetime membership with Formora 9.
Yeah, that's the way to go, brother.
But this guy that I did trapping for his dad, he's supposed to be helping me out with editing, but he's been so busy at Microsoft that he hasn't had time.
I figured out how to do it. It's real, and I couldn't believe how simple it was that we were just overlooking it, brother. It's so simple. It's right in front of you.
What is it called, though? That's my problem.
The Filmora 9?
No, the option of pitch. Is it picture in picture or
no?
Is
there's
it
no option.
Screen?
Down on the bottom. Hold on, I'll load it right up for you, and I'll show you in seconds. Let me load up my Filmora.
Because everybody keeps telling me, well, it's picture in picture, and then I go and look.
I'll show you how I did it. And I mean, you could do picture in picture, or you could do half screen. You could do 4 pictures on the screen. I'm loading it up right now. But I'm trying to find the video that I sent them. Okay, right here. Let me show you this video real quick. See, I got what I'm showing them what's on the screen when I'm programming my drone. And then I got another camera over here on the drone showing them what the drone is doing as I'm programming the drone.
Yeah.
And I can make 4 of those. I could divide the screen in half. I can make 2 of those. You can do whatever you want. It's really simple to do. I'm going to show you here in 10 minutes. I got my Filmora loading up. Hold on. I'm going to put it over on this screen.
Because I caught 2 raccoons in 2 raccoons in 24 hours. And I want to show both trail camera views.
Okay.
But
see, here's your Filmora screen. Oh, you can't see it. It's not on the right side. Let me put it over on the right screen. Okay. Let me blow this up now. All right. There's your Filmora screen, right?
Uh-huh.
Import your media. And where am I going? I'm just going to grab, where? Damn, I just made it. Where'd that folder go? Oh, May 8th trip. Okay. I'm just going to grab a couple of these. We're going to open that one. And we'll open up one more. And I'm just going to grab 2 files. This is from that last fishing trip. I'm going to open up these 2 files. Now I'm going to take this one. You bring it down to bring it into your, we want to make it, 1080. I like to make this bigger when I'm working so I see everything. Okay. So here's your screen, right? You click on it. Now you get your little buttons. You can go like this, and then you can pick it up, and you can put it here. Now, you grab this one, bring it to here. Now that one will come up. You grab it like this, but what I would recommend is making sure that you shut the sound off on one of them. You can make them the exact same size, and you just play with it. But that's how simple it is, right there, brother. That's simple. Yeah. And then you go over here like this, and see this one's got. You see your sound all down here. So I would right click on this one, and then I would shut the sound off of this one, whichever one you want the sound on. You know what I'm saying? You go to whichever video it is, and then you go to audio adjustments, and you can just turn this volume down on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Take it all the way down.
Really? That's how easy it is. I've got a video that I've been trying to work on for almost 8 months now, and I can't get it done because that's what I need to do right there. Well,
you can go like this too, is, get your full, wow, why is that so big? Right. But you can do picture in picture too, like where you're talking, narrating it, and then while you're narrating, why is this so? You could take this screen, put it over here, make it smaller, and then at a certain point, you can, like here, you could make it flip to where this is the big one and this is the small one. You know what I mean? Because all you do is put a clip there. Once you clip it there, see, now it didn't clip it here yet. See, now you have to click here and then click it. So now they're both clipped at the same spot. You know what I'm saying? And then you could flip-flop them at that spot. And then you could add all your effects and all that, your transitions and, all that stuff, fade it in to fade it out and all that stuff. But it's so simple to do, bro. I remember me and you were talking about how to do it one day.
Yeah. I'm going to have to try that again because I've been having a hell of a time. It's been irritating the hell out of me because it's a great video. I set the traps. Freaking 3 hours after I leave, here comes 2 raccoons. And one of them gets trapped. And one of them leaves. And then I come and I get the one raccoon out of the trap and I reset it. And 2 hours later, the other raccoon comes back and gets caught in the trap. And then I come and get it. And it was just really cool to see how fast it happened.
I agree with Sabrina here where she says you could premiere them and still talk live. That's a good thing to do too, is I don't have time, but when I did premiere my, instead of just uploading it, clicked it as a premiere. As it's premiering, people can chat with you about it while they're watching it. It's a good way to get watch hours because people are watching it all the way through because they're talking to you while they're watching it all the way through. Because a lot of people drop out after so many seconds. You know what I mean? And
I've never done a premiere.
That's a good way because it'll announce to everybody that you have a video coming up. And then as it's premiering, you're in the chat over here with them, and it's chatting live like now, except for you're not on the screen and I'm not on the screen. Your video's on the screen playing, and people are chatting with you while it's playing. It's a really good idea. Good night, Rattle Trap. Sorry, brother. I was on the other screen, didn't even see you.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see him either. See ya.
But that's a good way to get watch hours. I got to sneak out the back door and have a cigarette. I came right in after church and never even had a cigarette. So we're going to make it the Coyote show for a minute.
Oh, no.
It's not like you ain't been there before, brother.
I still think that's funny the other weekend when your phone and your computer broke and Captain and I kept the screen going. Oh. Why do I hate this Instagram stuff? People I don't even want to be friends with want to be friends with me, and then they want to send me pictures that I don't want to see. Oh, don't look at me like that. So is anybody else in here other than Sabrina? Anyone? It says 5 people are watching. I don't think anybody else is really watching. So what kind of fish do you normally go fish for, Sabrina? Your state fish? What is your state fish, though? I don't know what state you're in. Fresh and salt water. Cool. John's still here. Speckled trout? Yeah, those are fun. When I lived in Alabama, we mainly would go after bass or catfish or bluegill, depending on who I was fishing with. But now here in Washington, I tend to do more salmon fishing and trout fishing. And so far, my biggest trout is that one right there. 39-inch, 8-pound rainbow trout. If just everyday fishing, I target catfish. Catfish, cool. You ever eat any of the fish you catch, or are you a catch and releaser? I have a Japanese wife, so when she wants salmon or trout, I keep what I can and throw the rest back. But when the freezer's full, I don't keep anything. Bugs. Shrimp season starts at the end of this month. That's cool. I'm hoping I'm gonna do some crawfish trapping this year. I got me some crawfish traps. So I'm ready to go throw them in the water and see if I can catch some crawfish. There's a guy out here that does that quite a bit, bobber woofing, and he's supposed to take me out and get me going on that. I don't eat the big ones. I just throw them back. I can't read that fast. Go out on a charter boat. I would love to go on a charter boat if I had the money for it. VA doesn't pay me enough for that stuff, though. Yeah, I would love to go get some bluefin, or my wife wants me to go out and catch either some king salmon or some tuna. And I'm like, honey, I need a bigger boat to be able to do that. My little 12-foot aluminum V-hull would not handle the ocean real well. I had a guy, he wanted me to go steelhead fishing, and he was do a charter thing, but it was going to be $250 for like a half day, and I just don't see a reason to pay somebody to take me out on a river that I can go to the river by myself and still catch fish. I'm knowledgeable enough to do it on my own. I don't need somebody to show me how to do it. I just would like somebody to be with me because I hurt so dang bad. I tell you what, though, the funny story about fishing for me, when I was on the small ship, fast frigate in the Navy, we went through a hurricane, and after we got through the hurricane, I went up on the 03 level to make sure everything was okay, and I found about a 20-pound tuna up on the 03 level, and I took it down to the cook, and we ate good that night. He made that tuna up really good. What are you doing over there, doggers? Hey, Dingo, get out of that. Get over here. Being a butthead tonight. Wow, that would be cool. Biggest fish I've ever caught was a shark. And we were in a bass boat, a Ranger bass boat. And I was probably 7, 8 years old. And that shark was as big as I was. And when my dad said, we're going to pull it up and put it in the boat, I was like, not with me in the boat. I didn't want to be in the same boat as that shark. But we took it home and tried to
He didn't bark when I filled him up this morning, though.
mount his jaws or whatever, and that didn't work out.
I got sidetracked, and my wife was in the garage ordering stuff on Amazon, so I jumped in and started ordering stuff with her. I'm like, I gotta go. Coyote's out there.
You ever been out tuna fishing?
I have not. I would love to. I plan on going out this year for red snapper. I've never fished for ocean fish, I definitely want to do. I have a couple people that invited me out that have YouTube channels, and they fish out in Florida, out in the Keys, and that's what
Mhm.
they do. Them big charters, they go for swordfish and tuna and stuff like that. I would love to do that.
My dad is a captain, and he used to do charters like that. And I never got to go out on a charter with him or anything. But when I was in the Navy, we went through a hurricane. And after we got through the hurricane and everything, Captain told me to go up on the O3 level and check stuff out. And I went up there. I found like a 20, 25-pound tuna up on the O3 level of the ship. And I grabbed that tuna. I took it down to the cook and I said, "How about dinner?" And he like, "Oh, hell yeah." He cooked that thing up for us. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, I love tuna. I actually had a bunch of sushi tonight, and I had a lot of tuna in it.
I love sushi, but my problem is
And Taste of Tokyo, that little place that Karina told us about. I ate all those leftovers, I think.
my wife and two daughters went up to the sushi bar up near Seattle, and they spent like $30 for the whole meal, and they were all full. Came home and they were all excited about having it. Well, the next weekend, the wife needed to go back up to the Japanese store, and so I drove her up there, and one of our daughters went with us. We decided to stop and have sushi. We ended up spending like $80. And what was bad is most of that was because of me. And on the way home, I still had to stop at a McDonald's, or actually stopped at the Burger King and got me a couple Whoppers and ate them that night because I was still hungry.
That's
So
the worst, when you're still hungry after you.
my wife doesn't like taking me out for sushi because it was on one of those conveyor belts, and I'd be like, "Oh, that looks good."
Oh, I've never
And
tried that.
"Ooh,
Now I would
that
get
looks good."
down with that conveyor belt sushi. This is one of my next ones. I think I'm gonna edit this one to post. This is my newest one. I did a 4-color fade wrap. I faded from orange to black to white, and then it goes from the white to black to gray. And that this blue tape here would be like your real seat, and this blue tape here would be like the fighting butt. So that would be your handle.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that one came out really good. That's just a little 2-foot blank I practice on.
Huh.
I think that's going to be my next video. I got that one up. I've got so many videos that I got to edit yet. I've got uploaded. I just ain't got them edited yet.
My biggest problem is when I download the videos off the GoPro onto the computer, it breaks it down into like 8-minute segments.
Yeah, you didn't just see
And
that on mine?
so it takes me freaking a couple hours to get it all back together.
All GoPros do that, brother.
And
I mean, I load all mine.
that's what takes me the longest to do a freaking video, is trying to find all the parts and put them
This
in the
is
right
just this
order.
last fishing trip. And then you got to see, this is 10 of 92. So you look for 01 of 92.
Yeah.
This is 02 of 90. This is 01 of 92 right here. So that'll be supposedly be my first video. Yep, that's the
Yeah.
very first video, because that's when I put my GoPro on, because that's my GoPro bag. And then you look for 0292. Now it only does this when now mine will put them random if I just download off the GoPro. But if I take the SD card out and put it into the computer, it'll put them in and number them like this. So you got 0192, 0292, 93. So I'd look for 02.
But if you go up to the top up there, see where it says view?
Yeah,
Click on it.
I did.
Go over to the right a little bit.
Is this
A little bit more. Right there. Nope, go back. Go back. Right there. Click on it. Now you see how it has name, date,
Yeah.
whatever. You can I normally click on it the date made.
Date
I don't
modified.
Well, modified is when you worked on it last. I can't read those words. They're so freaking small.
Created, date modified.
Yeah, date created. Click on that and it'll put it in the order that they were made.
Nope, that didn't work.
It should.
Because
Usually when I do that, it puts them in order, more or less. Or you can, if you go back, is it at ascending or descending? See down, it's at descending. You want it descending.
1092. Yeah. No, ascending is the one we want because this is
Okay.
definitely because this is definitely when I got my GoPro out. So that
Yeah,
would be
and
the
see,
first one.
if you do that, it'll put them in order. So it doesn't matter if you download it off. I plug it straight into the GoPro, straight to the computer, because pulling the SD card out constantly and putting it back in, you can mess up your SD cards faster that way. If you just leave the SD card in and plug the cord in, you won't mess up your SD as fast. And you can still put your videos in an order when you download them. At least that's what my son-in-law told me, and he works for Starbucks and in the computer area.
This is
But
coming.
I just hate the fact that GoPro
I like that.
up
I
in
like
the
that
small.
idea because I will be doing that from now on. And I don't think putting them in and taking them out messes them up. I mean, that's what they're designed for.
That's just what I was told, and so that's why I do it the way I do
But
it.
I use such big. I mean, they say not to use more than a 64 gig memory card in there. But with a 64 gig memory card, you can only get an hour.
I have a 200 and something gig hard drive in there.
That's what I got in this one, and
both of my GoPros.
It'll give me 8-9 hours of footage.
You know, depending on what setting at what quality you have it.
Right now, the GoPro 7 had a 128 in it, and this is my GoPro bag. I got all my GoPros in this tackle bag. But I mean, I carry a bunch. This is my rig that I wear. On the back, I modified, and I slipped this power pack in, and it will record. I can record probably for weeks without having to recharge it. But I put a couple of zip ties on the back of it, of my chest strap, and then I mount that back here like that, and then I put my GoPro in here, and then I got where is it?
I have a chest mount kind of like that, but this is the one that I tend to use more. I put this on the tripod, but see, I've got the light.
Yeah, but then you gotta have a hand on it all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I can put it on the tripod and set it down anywhere. And I got one of those tripods where the arms kind of bend and wrap around stuff.
Got a tripod on the boat while you're driving. Let me see what happens.
Well, with that tripod I have, you can do that. It'll grab onto things. But
this is what how I run the GoPro 9. This is my rig, and then this power cord comes from the battery. I don't even put a battery in the GoPro 9 because they overheat. So I just leave the GoPro 9 with no battery in it, and then just plug my power pack into the GoPro. And
that's what this is.
And that's how I roll there. And then the GoPro 7, I have the mount here, and I mount it on the bar that goes above the windshield. And I have this one facing the bow. And then the GoPro 4, I mount on the same bar, and it faces the back.
Yeah, when I'm
But those
doing
GoPro 9s will overheat on you. They get hot. So the thing what I learned is I don't even put a battery in it. I leave it like that, and I plug my battery charger my battery pack. I'll plug my battery pack right into it and just use the power off the pack.
I like this power pack that I've got.
And then I'll just fire it up.
It's actually waterproof, and I can put the GoPro in a waterproof case that I have over there.
Yeah,
and then I can run a cord from the battery pack up to the GoPro and still submerge it completely underwater.
The GoPro 9 is submergible right out of the box. You don't even.
But not if you have the door open with the power.
Right, not if you have the door open.
With the case that I have, it has a. I can take this cord, and it's got a gasket thing on the cord. So when I plug it into the power pack, see how this little knob thing has that rubber gasket right there? I can plug that into here and then tighten that down, and that becomes watertight. And then when I have the other camera case on here, I can plug into the camera, and it's all watertight, and I could go diving.
Well, how is that other end that plugs into the camera watertight? It's just a slip piece.
Because I can see, I haven't even pulled it out of the bag yet. This is a GoPro case, but it's for like when you go scuba diving or skin diving or whatever.
But I'm pretty sure you can only run the batteries off of those ones. Because I've got a bunch of waterproof cases.
Check it out. It has that right there. So I can take and plug this in to the battery. Okay. And it's got the rubber gasket on there.
It's got that on both ends.
And then this end plugs into here, and it has the rubber gasket on it, so it's waterproofed on the camera.
Nice.
And so I can go from the waterproof camera to the waterproofed battery pack and not worry about getting anything wet and blowing up anything.
I was just cleaning all the salt water off my GoPro 9. I didn't realize it took that much of a beating until I just went to upload the files.
But yeah, I haven't even used this case yet, but it has a waterproof port on it, so I can
I like
run
that.
Power pack, and you can go underwater with it. It's got the button to turn it on and stuff.
Yeah, I got a couple of waterproof cases.
Then it has the record button up there on top.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you still have full function, but it's in with this plug.
I've got the exact same case for the GoPro 7 and the 4, except for it don't have that waterproof end on the side like that. That is nice.
That right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's cool are these cords because it has that gasket on that end and then it has the gasket on that end. And so, and that plugs into the camera and then that plugs onto the battery pack.
Yeah,
My,
that's
my,
all right, man. I like that.
my daughter actually found all of this on Amazon and got it for me.
Yeah, I like that.
And then see, even when it's in the case, I can use this cord to go to the camera, and then it's got the bigger USB on that end to plug into the computer. But yeah, I like that little thing. How you
Well,
can.
that's what I got two of those big.
I haven't even
battery-
taken the plastic off of it yet.
I've got two of those big battery packs. I mean, they last forever. I got that thing from what's it? Rav Power.
Uh-huh.
This thing is. Let me show you here. Let me put my screen up. This power pack, man, and it's got you can plug 3 devices into it at once. And I went fishing twice for 8 hours. I charged 5 cell phones, my wife's tablet twice, and I still only used 2 out of 4 bars off this thing. I mean, it lasts forever. So I liked it so much that I bought another one. And this one, I keep it because it comes with a bag. I keep it in the bag, and then I got a USB extension cable on it. And then this plug goes to the GoPro 4. And then I just leave this on the console. And then this one goes up to the GoPro 7. So this battery pack was running the GoPro 7 and GoPro 4. And I still could have plugged my phone in and charge it too.
Huh.
But I mean, it lasts forever. I've got so many. Here's one of my. Well, I thought I had a waterproof case in here.
Well, see right here. This is the tripod.
Hold on a minute. Let me get you.
And I can. You can loosen this thing here, and then the ball kind of rotates around and spins whatever direction you want it to go in. But I can take that and then put it right there. Oh, almost dropped that fucker. But you tighten that down like that, and then my camera sits on the tripod. But these legs I can bend to wrap around somewhere. So like I can put it in a hook like that and then hang it on the car door and record something with it like that. Or a lot of times I'm up on a hillside or a rock face and the ground's not real level, so I can set the tripod at whatever angle I need it to be at. But then if I just can't find a good enough flat ground and I can find somewhere to clamp onto, I have this little thing. But this thing is hard as hell to freaking squeeze sometimes.
But that's good because they hang on tight.
Yeah. But you can take this and bend it around like that or whatever. And so, but see, I like being able to get those unusual camera views that other people don't think about. And because have you ever noticed women tend to hold the camera up high and shine down on them, but men will hold the camera down low and shine up on them. And I like having my camera even with me, and I'm looking straight at it. But a majority of the time, I'm using my chesty or something, and you just hear me talking and never see me.
Me too. I'm trying to get better at that. I think some of the kids, the young kids that come around are into photography and videography and stuff like that. So I'm thinking about taking some of them fishing with me and letting them just be like a cameraman for the day. It gets them practicing what they're doing. And, I mean, it'll be win-win for both of us. 'Cause I
My
want to make
biggest
a good
problem is
intro.
I'm more of a still photographer type person. All my life,
I'm not a photographer at all.
well, my dad started off with Bassmaster magazine and went to all the fishing tournaments, and I know a lot of the old bass tournament fishermen and Bill Dance and Jimmy Houston and all of them. I know all of them. But now with this YouTube stuff, instead of doing still photography, I'm trying to do movie photography, and it's a whole different beast. But then once you get done videoing, then you got to edit it, and it's even more crap that you got to learn. It's just like, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into here?
The more you do it, when I was younger, when computers first came out, I used to build them and do all that type of stuff. And then I didn't mess with a computer for 15 years. And as we all know, computers change over the years. It might even have been 20 years since I touched the computer until I built this one. But it all came back to me on building it wise. But with programs, the only way you're going to get better the more you use it. Like I remember me and you having that conversation on how to do a picture in picture, and those people from China wanted to see what was happening with the drone because I still haven't got that drone fixed yet. So they keep saying, well, send me a video. Well, you can't send a certain size video on in a text message, and an email it can only be 3 meg. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I agree. But so the bottom line is the more you do it, I remember me and you talking and you were like, I wanted to do a picture in picture. I'm like, that is the only way because I need to show them what the drone is doing and I need to show them what the computer screen's saying because they're telling me to do this on the computer screen. And I don't want them to say, well, we can't tell what you're doing on the computer screen. So I made the picture in picture. And it literally took me like, once I tried to figure it out, seconds to figure it out. I just clicked over on that screen. Once you've seen those little dots, I'm like, oh, I can adjust this.
Well,
And I was already doing voice layovers so I could go down to the sound. And
I went to
Hold on,
I went to YouTube and typed in picture in picture, and they were like, "We don't know what you're talking about," and I was like, "Side by side picture. We don't know what you're talking about." And it's like, well, what the frick is it called?
Old timer had to go to the bathroom.
But yeah, that is my biggest problem. Is half the time I don't know what it's called
Right.
to be able to look it up to figure out how to do it. Or
Well, the
when I
best thing
figure
is
out the name of it,
talking to another YouTuber that, like, you know what I mean? And if they don't know, they know somebody that does, you know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
pretty much right. All of us on here are a pretty close knit group. So I remember you saying that you wanted to learn it. And then I was thinking, wow, I need to do this to show them. So if I could do the hardest part of it, I'm not going to lie to you, is when you're talking and you're shooting with both cameras at the same time, is getting them to line up exactly where you're starting this footage at this time and this footage at that time. Now that did take me a couple takes to get that to start at the exact same time. That was tough.
That's what I've been working on right now. Is I'm trying to edit the videos so they play together, and you see the same thing on different cameras, because I have the traps here, and then I have a camera here, and I have a camera here
Right.
watching the two traps. And this raccoon comes in, goes across to the other side, then he stands up on his hind legs, and then he kind of moves in closer to the trap, but then he pulls back and he goes around to this side, and the cameras only come on for a minute at a time. And so this camera will come on and start recording, and then that minute is up and it'll shut off, but that camera comes on. And so it doesn't show exactly the same thing at the exact same time. They're kind of off, but they basically show the same thing. And I've been trying to line them up.
You
At
got to
least.
get a way to record nonstop through the night with your night vision. That's going to be your key.
That's not going to happen. Not with a trail camera.
Not
You
with a trail camera, it's not. But there's
Yeah.
other ways.
and most of it, and I get so many comments on that. How can you be that close to the animal and it not see you or smell you? I've never been that close to an animal, and I'm like, it's a freaking trail camera. I'm at home in bed.
Right.
The camera's out there recording that shit for me. It's like when I had the bear video.
Awesome. Yeah, that was awesome.
When that bear went in that video, I had somebody ask me, how can you get so close to that bear and not be scared? And I'm like, I wasn't close to the bear. I was at home in bed. that trail camera was on the tree recording the whole thing, but or like that elk video. They're like, man, I couldn't believe you sat so still with that elk so close to you. At one point, it looked like his horns were hitting the camera. I'm like, dude, I was in the camper sound asleep.
I seen one of the animals move the trail cam. He sniffed it and it moved. I think it was the bear.
Yeah, I had a bear destroy one of my trail cameras. I had set the trap and then went over and worked on the camera. Well, the bear smelled the bait on the camera. And he walks over, and all of a sudden he stands up, and he's just right in front of the camera. And he puts a nail right through the camera and the lens.
Wow.
And I sent it back to Bushnell, and they sent me a brand new camera, which was cool of them.
That was nice of him. Let me
But,
let this dog back in. Man, she's already knocking. Don't ever teach your dog how to knock on the door. It's so annoying.
Oh, my dog already knows. He'll sit up there and hit the fence because I'm in the garage and I have a little fence right there.
And hits the door. He puts it down. Picks up, hits the door, puts it down. What do you got? You're done with all that? Put it right down. Raising Cane's is the awesome chicken. Look at all the sauce you got. All right, let this dog in. I'm gonna eat this. Hey, let that dog in while you walk by.
Put him to work.
He gave me half his dinner and let the dog in. Hey, get out of his bedroom. Go that way. A few years ago, let's put this up here. Yeah, I don't mess with bears in New York. You will get a big fine if you're caught feeding a bear.
You know, it is. Now, every state is different, but in Washington, it's illegal to feed a wild animal if it is causing a nuisance to the neighborhood and stuff. And I had a guy call me and said, hey, we got way too many raccoons. We need you to come take care of some of them. And I went over there and I walked around and I found this lady every night. She'd go out and fucking throw a 50-pound bag of dog food out for the raccoons. And I told her, ma'am, you can't be doing that because now they're hiring me to come in here and take out these raccoons. So you're basically killing these raccoons. And she got all mad at me. And first night I caught 4 raccoons, and I went over there with my 22 with the silencer on, and pop, 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 pop. She called the game warden on me. Game warden come out and said, what's going on? And I said, well, I'm over here behind the shed dispatching these raccoons because the lady on the other side of this shed is feeding them, and they're attacking people, residences and dogs and stuff like that around here, so I'm taking a few of them out. He went over there and got her side of the story, comes back to me and goes, Mr. Wright, you're doing a good job. Keep it up. Went back over to her and wrote her a $800 ticket for feeding the wildlife and causing a nuisance in the neighborhood. And she started calling the cops the next day because I was shooting the raccoons right in front of her place. The cops came out, and I said, game warden was here yesterday, and what I'm doing is legal and proper the way I'm doing it. And she's like, but he's over there murdering them. And they were all like, well, you're in the wrong for feeding them to begin with. You're causing him to have to murder them. And she could not get it. And finally, they kicked her out of the trailer park. But, man, it's amazing how people are sometimes so stupid.
What's up?
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Well, I wanted to join earlier, but I've been watching cryptocurrencies, so I've been watching go up and down because there's supposed to be a spike, so I'm just watching it. But
Do you have any?
yeah, I own the main one I own is called Cardano, ADA, and right now it's at $1.50.
What'd you buy it at?
Americans Disabled app?
I got a bunch of that Doge. Like 1,760 of them.
Yeah.
I bought them at 5 cents. And they're like 64 cents now or something like that. It's like 1100.
Yeah, well, right now there was a big thing that happened, and they just dipped to 49 cents. But still, I mean.
Did you like my picture I shared, Nicholas?
On here?
On my Instagram and Facebook.
Oh, the coyote?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's impressive. I don't blame you.
My mom, or not my mom, my wife said, so when is he going to mail it to you? And I'm like, oh, he already smashed it. He just made it, showed us, and then got rid of it. She's like, oh, I thought he was sending it to you.
That's funny.
I should have just shot the thing.
And then you would have took him out true rights fashion.
You got to shoot him in the asshole.
Yeah.
That's a good shot right there.
That's the rights way.
Yep. Don't let him run away. Shoot him in the ass.
I was trained to never shoot them unless it was a heart shot or a head shot. If they turn their butt to you, that was the free pass to leave. Not coyote.
No, you go after my turkeys and I'm shooting you. And I tell you what, a 6.5 will take you out through the ass or through the head either way.
So, when are my 200 pounds of crawdaddies coming?
Did you see them pictures, brother?
Yeah, I seen them.
Oh.
I mean, you post them on my timeline, so.
I was making sure you saw them, brother.
Yeah, I seen them.
Did you see what I got?
What's that for?
That's
crawfish trap?
Yep. It's a crawfish trap. They crawl in that way, You have your bait right here in the center.
I had one before, but a flood kind of ruined it.
I can't just get myself to eat those. The family loves them. I eat everything else. I'll throw some shrimp into the pot for me. Plus, we got sausage in there, carrots,
You just
mushrooms. We had
you just
Brussels sprouts in that.
you just pop the head off and suck the heads out and eat
Yeah.
the
Yeah, that's
tail.
what they do, but I can't. I don't even like the looks of those ugly things. But I peeled a bunch for my wife, but we had so many. We told them we wanted 2 sacks, and they said the sacks were 30 to 35 pounds. And then when we picked the sacks up, they were 50 and 55 pounds.
Wow.
So we had a lot of people over. We had I think they ate it again for dinner the next night.
Wow.
We used to do something like that with oysters.
We
My,
had like 22 people ate the first day off them.
my dad would always, him and his friends would always get a big barrel of frickin' oysters, fresh oysters. And we'd sit in the backyard and all the men would sit there shucking oysters. And they would have to make sure that me and my sister stayed away because me and my sister would devour some oysters on a half
so
shell.
expensive when you go out to eat, like a dozen oysters at a restaurant. You're talking 25 to 30 bucks minimum. You know what I'm saying? And right there where we fish is where all the oyster boats come in. We fish on the oyster reefs. Shoot, all we have to do is pull up to one of those boats, and they'll give us a whole cooler full for 10 bucks. You know what I'm saying? That's the good thing about being in Louisiana. The seafood is plentiful. I mean, they love the soft shell crab around
Well,
here, blue crab.
the closest they'll even ever be to you, I'll be going to Florida maybe this summer. That's the closest.
Well, whereabouts in Florida? Because when I went to Disney World in Florida, it was only an 8-hour drive, and that was
It'd be Tampa.
all right. Let's look at Google.
That's way down south.
Is it way down?
It's like a 20-hour drive from here. I'm not sure if I'm going there yet. It's a big concert.
It's Campo.
What?
How do you spell it?
Tampa.
Tampa.
Oh, Tampa. I thought you said Campo.
Cambo.
What the hell's Tampa?
I was like, where the hell is that?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
Wow. I think it's because you need to eat some more crawdaddy brains.
I don't eat any of them.
You need to go eat some now.
All right, let's do Google Maps. Enter starting point. 10. Okay, how about we just do? Oh shoot! I hit the wrong button.
Did you see my chicken, Nicholas?
Yeah, I seen them. I like chickens too much. I got sad when I see them in the cage. The next picture I found, it was 3 cooked chickens.
I've had some interesting comments about killing my chickens.
All right, let's say there's a Tampa Bay Bruins.
I've only had one person ask me actually how I dispatched them.
Let me guess. Is it Richard?
Zip tie.
How come it didn't tell me how long it would take me to get there?
It's amazing what a zip tie would do.
Tampa's not that far.
Well, it's called Rolling Loud. Is the
She
exact.
wants you.
It's
I
at the
don't know
Hard
what.
Rock Stadium.
We don't have gators in Washington State. But when I lived in Florida, I had a 13-foot gator come up to me in a boat, and I was in a 12-foot boat catfishing in the middle of the night, and that scared the bejeebies out of me.
That's pretty fun.
I let 3 rounds out of my 40 cal right beside the gator, and he kind of disappeared under the water. My dad called me, goes, "Is that you? You all right? All right, good night." And all you hear me say is, "Yep, yep, nope, good night." It was funny.
Why is it saying choose a starting point? You should know I'm home.
My friend asked me the other day if I was ready to go frog gigging. I'm
9
like,
hours and 46 minutes from
How
my
long?
house. 9 hours 46 minutes.
So that'd be a 30-hour drive. Holy
Sabrina, I was
Where are
born
you
and
coming
raised
from?
in Montgomery, Alabama.
He's
Moved
coming
to
from
California.
Pennsylvania, though. So, yeah, it's a lot shorter for him to just shoot right down the coast.
I
But
wouldn't
if
be
you were
shooting
coming from
unless you
anywhere else,
had to.
you would just be
You
passing
get
me on the way.
you get in trouble if you're shooting just down the coast.
Yeah, when
Wow.
I first
Keep eating
left,
your cheese.
I know.
Oh,
Richard,
you weren't talking about shooting guns. You hear shooting, I'm thinking shooting.
Well, the place it's well, it's a 3-day festival, and then there would be 9 going there again. I don't know. That's like out of the way. I mean, I know it's not terribly far. But that's still. I mean,
you thought Coyote was in Texas, Sabrina? You would think he lived in the damn woods, but when he showed his smoker, he lives in the suburbs.
Yeah, my neighbor's right there. Actually, they're out on the porch right now.
What are they doing out so late? Tell them to get in the house.
I bet you I could hit them with a blowgun.
I always do that. Put a Nerf tip on the end of it.
Now, my new neighbors back over this way, I scared the bejeebies out of them the other day. They were out there playing with the kids, and I decided I wanted to practice one of my coyote howls, and so I just. And man, that mom grabbed those kids and went running inside. I just sat here just laughing my ass off.
I should start barking.
Hello. My daughter just got home. That's Risa. It's Risa. Yeah, Risa. Go sit down, Risa. Hi. My dog doesn't like my daughter.
My dog is acting weird tonight. She's just walking around the house and crying. What's the
Well,
matter?
there is that 21-ton spaceship coming back down.
Oh yeah, right. No one knows where it's gonna hit yet, do they?
No, they're thinking New Jersey. It might hit.
Hi, John. They're
Cool.
thinking New Jersey. Oh, it couldn't be a better place. New Jersey sucks.
It does, yeah. But
It needs to fall on the White House.
That'd be even better place.
Yeah.
knowing my
Especially-
luck, it'd fall right on my chicken coop, and then there'd be zip ties.
Yeah, that's what I think too. That's my type of luck. come take out my whole house. But Nick, you always get on as I'm getting off. What's the matter with you?
I don't know. I
When's
know
the
you've been
last
on
time you
for
went live?
my birthday.
You still ain't went live yet?
I don't go live much.
I guess not. You gotta give me a heads up when you do. I want to join. I love watching your thing flip. It's like a ticker on the stock exchange. It's moved so fast you can't even read stuff. I have to, if I wanted to like really start to read something and it was going by too fast, I'd have to like click on it so that it would stop moving so I could read it and then catch back up. And then there's like 100 texts or messages. What's your average, like, how many messages you get in a live feed? Do you ever look at them statistics?
No, I never looked at that. Yeah, I never looked.
Yeah, I only get like 150 to 250 like people messaging over on the site. I mean, I gotta imagine you're in the thousands.
I mean, after this summer, like once I really start posting, it'll probably be a lot bigger than it usually is. But
that'd be nice.
I
I
know the
really
one.
liked your last video. That one where the last one I watched, anyways, one where you were collecting those wild onions. And
Yeah.
making, would you make a butter out of it?
Yeah, I made butter, and then
That was a nice video. I liked how you took some and then took some more and transplanted into different locations.
yeah, well, that's the problem with them. I mean, you can find them where there's thousands of them, but the thing is, they're just so over harvested, and they don't
Right.
just grow back. You know, it is an onion, but they take years to grow back. So
Yeah, that's a good idea. Start new patches and stuff.
yeah, well, I'm sure like half of what I transplanted won't make it, but the other half that will, I mean, it will fill in another spot. So
People need to learn that with mushrooms too. Whenever you get mushrooms, you don't take the whole thing. You
yeah,
cut it right at the base there,
yeah.
so it'll grow more mushrooms.
Well, you gotta think of it as just think of like a big piece of sheet metal, and all of them are attached to the sheet metal. And instead of cutting it so that's connected to the ground still, you pull it out. It pulls out like a whole 4-inch square of the sheet metal. Pretty much, it kills it off. Then you get this big tattered. After you pull all the mushrooms, you get this big tattered thing of mycelium, and then eventually they just start going away.
It's funny. I've only done one live stream, and a while back I finally got my 1,000 subscribers. So I put on my community page. I asked if anybody wanted me to do another live stream. Nobody's answered on that at all.
That sucks.
But every time I'm on a live stream with somebody, they're like, "Well, why don't you ever do a live stream again? You did a really good one that first time." I'm like, "Well, I asked if I should do another live stream and nobody answered me, so I figured that was a no, and I just haven't done one." They're like,
Maybe they wanted you to decide.
Yeah, they want you to make your own choices.
"Well, I was trying to be interactive with my subscribers, and I'm not getting any action." And that's like, "Well, damn it. Okay, fine."
Oh, I'm probably going to Yellowstone soon.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Are you gonna do videos along the way and stuff?
What is it?
They said you're gonna do videos along the way, or
Yeah. And
that'd be awesome.
I found on my channel, instead of doing a traveling video showing everything, it's best to just use the state in a camping video. So like camping in, no one will click on it if it said Ohio, but just say another state.
Everybody on YouTube is from Ohio.
Just say like truck camping in Oregon, or
Right. No, I think that's a really good idea. Instead of showing the whole road trip and all that.
Yeah, because it doesn't do well. And I really do enjoy it, but I'd rather not film any of that and just take it in without filming it, and then do those camping videos. But I was gonna pan for gold too, so those would be separate videos. But
Now you're gonna be doing panning for gold in Ohio and panning for gold in.
not in Ohio.
Come out here to Washington. I know a few creeks with gold in them.
I wish it was as easy as coming out to where you live.
It really is that easy.
Really?
What's holding you back?
Get in the truck and drive.
That's what I'm saying.
When
I was your age,
when your
man,
truck
I would
says
just get in the truck.
gas is almost empty, fill up with gas and keep driving.
Well, I mean, it does have a 30-gallon tank, so it holds a well.
That's a big tank, man. Mine's only got a 20.
It cost me $92 to fill it.
Damn. What engine that thing got?
It's a 3.6 Hemi.
Oof, it's gonna drink it too.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it's manual. Actually, I barely use gas.
It's manual, yeah.
I coast
Manual's
so much
good.
that, I mean, I'll stay in fourth gear, and on any little dip, I just coast. So
My F-150 right now, I'm getting 11 miles to a gallon.
Mine's doing good. I got a F-150. It's an older one, but it's a single cab 8-foot bed, and I got the 6-cylinder, and then I pull my 21-foot boat and everything. It's got the tow package. And I get good gas mileage with that old thing. It's a 2000. Yeah, like 275,000 miles on it.
Only thing I pull with my truck is my camper. I got a 16-foot toy hauler. Hopefully,
soon. Truck camping videos are going to do good, brother. Are you going to modify the inside of the truck?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's going to be awesome.
Well, the good thing is I have that bedroll.
Right.
So, and I don't know. I've got like a lot of what I need. I don't want to do something to the truck I don't want to do just because it's extra in a video.
Right.
So I might keep it real simple and just kind of have like the supplies I take.
Right.
So,
you don't want to do something do like adding like a net to the corner to hold something and stuff like that. Nothing
I was
like
gonna
building shelves and all that. You know what
I
I'm
was
saying?
mainly going to do a lot of wiring. So a lot of different hookups in the back.
Right. Yeah.
Because if I want to like take the truck cap off and use it like that, I don't want to have a bunch of like furniture in it or something.
Exactly.
So.
Well, you can just put a pigtail connector by the back window and then just plug in. You can have an 8-12 pin right there.
I actually have an idea for like air conditioning in there. Because the truck cap has got that window in the front. Now the cab doesn't. There's no window at the cab in the back to open. But at the front of the truck cap where you see through, it has the little windows. They sell a really small it's one of those fan like air conditioners, so it's got the little cooling coil and then the fan. If I run that there and ran it to like some deep cycle battery setup, I can have that cool down the whole.
Get the trolling motor batteries for a boat, the deep cycles, man. Those will work good.
Well, a company sending me like a really, really, really overpowered like power pack, and it's got like 7 plugins in it. But the problem with that is, what if I can't recharge it somewhere? So I got to figure out something to where I can, use a battery and have it to where it cycles, so it's, more trustworthy. But because the truck itself
get an
doesn't have
inverter
AC.
for your truck.
Yeah, Dad's real good with that stuff.
You need an inverter for your truck, and then you could always plug a charger in while you're driving through states and let it charge up your deep cell.
Yeah, because
I had an oversized alternator in my Dodge, and I had dual batteries, one real big one because I had an electric plow, and for plowing in the winter, and I had an electric salter on the back that ran off that deep cell battery. So I just added a bigger alternator.
I'll need a bit because I'm gonna have 2 12-inch subs behind the seat, and then like a really fancy like stereo setup, and then I gotta run that to the back, So
That's easy. Speaker wires. It's
well,
easy peasy.
dad's real good with that stuff. Like
And
the
then does your radio have a remote? Because that'd be cool. Because you could just shine it through the window and change the channel.
no, see, I would get one of the remote ones, but the remote like fails after a year, and I just don't feel like it.
Yeah, I had one of those in my GMC. I built it, this lifted GMC, it had skull rims.
Yeah.
I had the GMC logo kickside. I had a Nissan Pathfinder front end mounted on the GMC truck. It was a '96. This thing was decked out, and I'm sitting right next to the radio. I could reach over and touch it, but I had a remote control, and that was crazy.
Well, what was I gonna say? I forgot already.
You've been smoking too much.
It'll come back to me. Yeah, too much.
It'll come back to me.
I haven't smoked enough.
You got to start drawing little sketches, Nick, and write down ideas of what you want to do. And I agree 100% with you. Make them little things, not like permanent things where you're
Some of these
screwing
channels,
into the bed of your truck and all that
yeah,
stuff.
some of these channels, they're like, it's almost like they just have to build a van or whatever, and they just rush it, and it looks terrible. But I just want something simple. I was thinking like,
well, you're thinking right, because what if you want to take the cab off and
yeah,
haul
what
a
if I have
four-wheeler?
to? What if I have to?
Exactly.
Like, so I was thinking of like a lightweight raised deck and some sliding totes that slide into it.
Yep. Yeah.
So I could just
like
pull.
that.
I could pull that insert out of there, like 2x4s and just a sheet of, I don't know, probably some good plywood, not the whatever that stuff's called. Not OBS. Is it OBS? But I was gonna do that so you could just pull out the slot. My bedroll goes on the raised.
I like my camper. See, I can put my side by side right in there.
Yeah, that's nice.
But
I
then
had eyes on a couple of
I
teardrop
can
ones.
see. I can. It's got the bed in there,
Mhm.
queen size bed. Where is it? God blessed it. It's got a sink and a kitchen, stove type thing in there. I got a microwave in it.
5-gallon bucket, brother.
I'm too old to be sleeping in the back of a pickup truck and all that stuff anymore. I used to do all that, but I hurt too much and too old for that. And it's easier for me to set up my camper and go from there.
When I was a kid in Boy Scouts, man, we had to spend a week in the woods alone, and you know what I mean, with nothing.
You can always tell my camp.
Jeez, you got enough flags?
Well, you got to have the American flag. You got to have that rebel flag. Got the Navy flag, and then I got the "Don't Tread on Me" flag.
This dude's crazy.
Imagine being a deer and you walk there every day, and then one day there's just a camper there, flags hung up.
I would be gone.
But see, when I put the side by side in there,
Mhm.
it fits in there real nice and pretty.
Yeah, that's nice because a lot of people they get the campers that are all built into where you can't put anything in them, and then
It's kind of cool because see how it has the ramp and it comes down,
yeah,
and then the open area so you could drive the side by side in there. But right there, those are actually couch seats. They fold into a couch.
Mm.
They're on both sides. One's right there, and then one's right there. But it also folds out into a bed, and then there's a second bed up here that drops down, and I just hit a button, and it just down to the height that I want it. And
I
what
would
does
like a new
"Don't
trailer.
Tread on Me"? "Don't Tread on Me" is don't fuck with me or you're gonna get yourself hurt.
Yeah, it's pretty basic.
But when I was doing security, check this out. See how the back ramp,
Yeah.
it turns into like a porch area, and it's pretty cool.
I've been wanting one of those the older campers to where they kind of like the real old ones, like from the '60s. And they're always
All
like
those,
blue or
what
pink.
are those called? The
The
something
streamline,
stream.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
stream.
get I was gonna get a real beat up one. I mean, good frame, and like do the inside of that and use that for something. But
No, I like the. You're a rustic guy. The traveling and camping in the back bed is what's going to be.
yeah, I
Now,
don't really want to haul anything except my truck. Cause what if it breaks down? Then there's a camper in the truck,
Right.
and then I don't know. I just for what I'm gonna be
And
doing
you want
a
to go
lot.
as light as possible. You don't want all the extra stuff because, like you said, what if you have to, rent a truck?
Well, yeah, I mean, for like what I do and like what I'm gonna be doing, it's a lot. A lot of it. I don't feel like maneuvering that around all the time.
Right.
now check this out. You might want to make it big so you can see.
I've seen him do that before. It's pretty cool.
See how I have it's like a big mobile carport tent
Yeah.
Mhm.
over my truck, but uh you can see half of the back of the truck is set up for a bed, and then the other half, like on this side, all my food and clothing is over here, and then this side is the bed where the dog is. And you see, I have my tablet, my food, and my pipe, my drink, and then I got the little buddy sitting there for heat. And but then you kind of zoom out and you see how I have a sitting area. I got the little buddy sitting there. Oh, wrong one. My guns are all right there. And then when you look the other direction, that's where my kitchen set is, my water and my cooler and all. And that's how I used to camp. But with 8 herniated discs in my back and a bad knee and all, bad shoulders, it was hard for me to crawl in and out of that truck every morning at 4:30.
That's a lot of setup too. He's
Yeah.
talking about just rolling up, parking, man, jump in the back.
Well,
roll
I was
on the
out
back
there
and
for a
get
month.
ready.
I'm usually out there for 2 months, and when it's raining and snowing, I had a leak in the cab or the whatever that thing's called, the shell, uh, like right where the door is, right here. Um, the the window would leak like right here, but then right at those hinges, it leaks, and then right where it meets the bed and the the cover up in the front area right there, it would always so leak. And so when you have 2 months of rain and snow and it's freaking 12 degrees out there, you just you had to stay dry as possible. So I started putting up that carport tent. This is what it looked like from the outside. And I usually had to go over there the weekend before hunting season with the wife and kids to help me set it all up. And you'd have the ladder out there, setting it all up, getting it all ready. And then the next weekend, I'd drive out and pull right in there and be good to go. But now I just pull up with that camper, freaking drop the back door, pull the side by side out, then put my 11 planks out and pull the camper up on there, and I'm done. and I
that's
sleep
nice.
a lot better. I can actually get more hunt time in because it's just drive up, set it up, and I'm done. So you saw how the tent was, and now I have that, and so it's really easy for me to set up. And $33,000, it was well worth it in my book.
Well,
Guys, I hate to interrupt, but I am gonna get off here. I gotta finish up putting epoxy on one rod. I got church in the morning, and now I gotta get prepared for doing JV's rod. I still got a bunch of rods behind them, a bunch of videos behind. But I will.
Here's something you won't ever see again. Actually had the wife out there for 2 nights.
Oh, that was nice.
It's a big fire pit.
It really was.
Oh, you should see the fire pit. That's what the fire pit looks like before. Okay. But this last year I went out there and those metal, you know how you have a house and it is kind of up off the ground a little bit and they have like air vents?
Yeah.
And they usually have like a metal thing around the vent so dirt won't get in them and all. Well, let me get that in a better position. That's the fire pit now.
Jeez.
Isn't that freaking awesome?
Yeah.
And
well, every time I camp with friends, I tell them, put a little fire pit together. I'll get wood, and then they always use like creek stones, and then they start blowing up, and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, see, that thing looks good now, and I can actually use one of them to put my grate on it so I can cook my steak and stuff right there.
Yeah, that's nice.
That is nice.
I got a really nice setup, and I've worked hard at making it as pretty as it is, and I got a lot of stuff going on, and I still can't get anybody out there to go with me.
Right, that's sad.
It really is.
All right, guys, I am out of here. I'm trying to be on Wednesday, but I'll definitely be back on Saturday for sure. I'm going to do my best to be on Wednesday night. And if you can make it to Bible study this week, just give me a shout if you ain't got the link. But it's always the same link. So that link I sent you, it's every Tuesday at 8 Central. Feel free to jump in. But I appreciate you guys coming in, man. I have a lot of work to do, and I'm just so lazy. I ain't gonna lie. I'll probably get none of it done, but I gotta at least try.
I'm the same way. I've got videos I need to get edited. And
I'm like 7.
Well, I have 5 uploaded that are scheduled, and then I have 10 I gotta edit.
Wow, good for
I
you.
can edit about.
Uploaded.
I can edit like a 20-minute video in 10 minutes.
Wow.
Let's see. I put more time into mine because I want to make sure the cuts are right, the transitions are right.
Yeah.
I want the volume right.
And mine are junk videos.
No, I'm definitely, I'm not like I don't make the best videos. Like I do a lot of it to where I know in advance I don't have to cut there, so I just cut the beginning and the end, put them together.
Right. Yeah.
So
but you've been doing it long enough too. You know what I mean? You got it down.
No, I still
videos, I've gotten so close to being posted, and then I get to where I'm not happy with it, and I'll just scrap the whole thing.
I've got about 5 camping videos that probably would have done well, but I just didn't like them. So I just didn't post them.
Wow.
All right, you fish in Louisiana.
All
Thanks
right,
for
guys.
having us up.
I'll see you, and Coyote, I'll be in touch, brother.
All righty.
All right.
Remind me about the Bible study because I'll forget.
I will.
I forget what day is what day, and when you
You
let
too.
me know an hour before, that was awesome.
If
I
I didn't
just-
have a wife to keep reminding me what day things were, I would forget everything.
Well, being
All right,
disabled or retired, I don't know what day it is from day to day. I'm kind of like
Bye,
an animal. I
Sabrina.
do what I want to when I want to. But we'll see y'all later.
All
Yep.
right, Nicholas. I'll see you soon, bud.
All right, see you guys.